What is going on, every freaking body? And let me tell you something. I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. If there is one episode to fucking listen to, it's this one right here. This is gonna be a great episode. I'm cool. So excited. The entire team is pumped up. We all got our energy drinks. We got our G Fuel. I got you, Bill. I got you. In fact, bro, if it was, you got the purple, I got the pink.
Man,
like here we go.
Matching.
I have water.
Oh, shut up. Nobody listens to you. I hate you anyway.
What are you drinking is the question.
Gummy fish, I think, today. I'm trying to finish that off so I can throw the tub away.
Sponsored by water.
Sponsored by water. Sponsored by water.
Aqua.
I got a pink lemonade hype sauce mix.
Ooh. Nice.
Hype sauce for a hype podcast.
Nice. I was gonna throw down a little bit of spicy lemonade or demonade with some tequila tonight, but you know, I figured
this is gonna be spicy. So fast.
This would be spicy enough, so I don't need any extra spice in my life. But anyway, guys, welcome into episode number 19 of the Pre-Patch Podcast. Like always, we are here, but now we're here actually technically a day early, right? We're here at our new
we're time travelers from the future.
Yeah, right. Our new date, and you know, if you've watched Tenet, you'll know exactly what we're talking about. We are time travelers from the future, but technically we are future selves in the past. It's all crazy shit. Mind blowing.
This will be for the foreseeable future. I'm not sure when when we'll switch back to Thursdays if we want to.
I mean, if Wednesdays work, so be it.
Yeah.
That's
the same podcast. Doesn't matter what day it is. You know,
same podcast. You just get it a day earlier.
Absolutely. Yep. So now be on the lookout every other Wednesday. And the way fucking news is going between Twitch and the fucking consoles and everything else, man, we may have to up this fucking show.
Don't forget Epic.
Yeah, and Epic and all that kind of stuff. Everything. We may have to up the damn show to weekly, but we'll see. But in any case, no matter what days we do it on, the crew is always the same, and we cannot do it without each other. So obviously, sitting up here holding down this spot is myself, and then I've obviously got Scruffy over to my right. What's going on, Scruffy?
What's going on, guys? How you doing tonight?
And Bill holding down that most important foundational spot down there on the bottom.
What's up, guys?
And nobody gives a shit about the person that's underneath me anyway. We all hate him. Mr.
I love
Apparent.
Enigma.
Yeah, man. It came out recently that like you actually hate me. So,
Absolutely,
it's-
man.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
look,
It's
guys.
kinda whatever,
Look,
so.
I am in my sin den, and that is the reason that I am the way I am. So,
None of us are friends. We only do this just because.
absolutely,
we hate each
yeah,
other.
absolutely. So, but of
it's-
course,
it's actually completely a lie. Whenever
Yeah.
I say that we love each other, and
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We could not be here without one of our founding members, Mr. Enigma. What's going on, bud?
just chilling, soaking in the spice tonight.
Yeah,
It's been a
man.
good night.
Dude, it's literally popped off the moment we stopped the fucking podcast last
much,
week.
dude.
It was just like boom, instant. We're just like, God damn it, man.
There's one thing that we can continuously, day after day, week after fucking week, podcast after podcast, rely on being the most shittiest fucking company around in most cases, and that's Twitch.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But before we dive into everything, guys, just so you guys know, if you are listening to the show after the fact on Spotify, or if you missed part of this show, if you're here with us live, you can hit !podcast on all of our channels, and it will give you the link to Spotify as well as to YouTube, and you can go and listen to the show there. But if you are listening to it after the fact and you want to jump into our live shows, like I said, we do this every other Wednesday, and we start at 10 p.m. Eastern time. We have all of our chats pulled up, so we're able to engage with you as an audience, and be able to listen to kind of what you're saying and talk to you, and kind of get your opinions. And you actually get to participate. And at the very end of the show, we open it up to questions, which tonight I'm sure we're gonna have several questions. So yeah, it's gonna be a great night. But make sure again, guys, !podcast. Go over to Spotify, hit that that follow button or like button or heart button or whatnot, and catch up. And we're almost all the way caught up, right? I think that we've got one other episode.
We're pretty
episode
much
short,
caught up.
I think.
Yeah, we're
Yep.
one episode out. 18 just got to upload that once Scruffy puts it up.
Yep.
And then we're caught up to today's episode. So
Cool, awesome.
Yep.
And also
make sure if you guys are on on YouTube and you're looking for it, like you don't have the fancy commands or anything like that, we should probably look at actually. Just off the top of my head, we should probably put the Spotify link into the YouTube portions. I don't know.
I
if
think
we're
I started
that
doing
already.
that. Yeah. I
But
do believe I started.
if you're listening and it's not in there, just go on Spotify and look for Pre-Patch Podcast or Pre-Patch
Yep.
Team, I think is what it is.
Absolutely. And also too, before we dive too far in, I do want to say it was Luft, right? Bill, correct? For your
Yes. He is the one who boosted the server.
if you guys notice a little bit more crispiness in our voice, we are inside of Bill's private channel. And thanks to Luft for boosting his server to where we are able to give you an even more high quality podcast. That's what we strive for. Is
It is
quality.
actually noticeable. I didn't think it would be like that noticeable, but it is, from at least what I'm hearing.
Sin, I'm
Good.
gonna need you to
Bro.
mute your Discord.
Dude,
buddy.
I'm telling you right now, I don't, dude. Oh my god, bro.
Somebody is sliding in those
Dude,
DMs.
seriously, someone is trying to get a hold of me. Hold on one
Oh my
sec.
God.
Let me. What can I don't know how to do this.
Just
streamer
turn
mode.
off the
Hold
fu-
on.
just turn
Disable
off all the
notifications. I
sound
got
in
it.
your
I got it.
settings.
I got
Yep.
it. We're good. We should be good.
We're good.
We should be good. We should be good. Well, if you never believed that this was not fucking scripted and that this is live, you guys can see it here. We literally do this live. So in any case, we got a lot of shit to go into, so we're gonna dive right into it. I think I can just like openly say this for the entire community of Twitch. Just fuck you guys, man. Fuck. Seriously, just fuck you guys. Like, legitimately. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no way to sugarcoat any of this. Just fuck y'all. I mean, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, then you must live in a fucking hole, or whatever else. And in fact, if you're on the show, you're probably going to get hit with one or two, depending on who you are, mid-roll ads. So good old Twitch.
Thank you,
I've
Twitch.
only had one member of my community say that they've gotten them, but they get them fairly regularly.
I'm sure it's just starting up. I'm sure it's gonna just be more and more.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
I legitimately saw it today on Twitter. I was just scrolling through my feed and I saw one dude that had a community member of his send him a screenshot of their live broadcast, like they were watching him. He had to sit through 7 ads straight.
Well,
30-second ads, roughly 30 seconds each. So that's 7 30-second ads each before you could even get into his fucking channel, man.
I
Like,
mean,
that's
here's
ridiculous.
here's the crazy thing too about this is like, you know, a lot of people are, you know, obviously this poses a big issue, right? But the other side of it is that you know, we have Worlds coming up, right? We have major esports events that are happening, and just in general in
Hell,
stream.
it was even with the PS5 event today.
I was about to say, yeah.
They were having mid-roll ads during like announcement trailers. Like first
Really?
time anybody's seeing this shit. Have an ad, man.
So, you know,
You don't want to play that game. You want to watch the boys.
I'm gonna save my spiciness for when we go over that. But in any case, it's still fucking bullshit, man. Like, I don't like, and the underlining tone that I get is that eventually it is going to become a situation where you will have to be a Twitch subscriber. You will have to subscribe to either Prime or game, whatever the fuck it's called now. What is it called?
Twitch Gaming.
Twitch
Dude,
Gaming.
Prime Gaming.
Prime
Mm.
Gaming, Amazon,
Yeah, sure.
whatever, Jerkfest, whatever the fuck they want to call it this week.
Yeah.
But in any case, they are going to make you have a subscription to even like get more than like 20 minutes of a fucking stream.
The stupid part about that is like I have quote unquote Twitch Prime or whatever they fucking call it these days, right? And I've subscribed to some of your guys' channels and I still get ads.
Me too. I subscribe to Bill with mine, and I still get ads sometimes.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts. And I mean, here's the thing, you know, I know me and Bill kind of went at it, not at it, but like we were discussing it a little bit, right? Like you're not wrong. Like, and I 100% agree with like the sentiment that it is, you know, it is fucked up, right? But there's a documentary called The Social Dilemma. I really highly recommend watching it on Netflix. But it's so amazing as to how watching that and then actually going and seeing this happen of just exactly what it talks about. And in there it talks about the fact that we are not the fucking customer. Like everyone thinks that Twitch is here for us, that we are Twitch's most important thing. We're not. They don't give a fuck about us. We are a fucking number for a product that they then can go in turn sell to these companies to be able to make money. Like that's all that they look at us as. Like we are not the end product or the end customer. We are the product that is used to sell to the end customer. And we have nowhere to go, right? Like we have where you can't go to like
Mixer.
yeah, well, Mixer. Well, okay. October 1st, 2020, Brime tweeted out like that was a date they tweeted. So maybe we're all going to Brime. I don't know. You know,
YouTube's the only competent competitor, and their live service isn't up to par.
Well,
with,
dude,
it's
burning
not
to the
competitive
ground
at this point.
I wouldn't call YouTube a competent competitor. I would call them a competitor.
It's
competent.
I said the I said the most competent compared to like D Live or any
Pretty
of
much.
that other
It's
stuff.
pretty much the only competitor that's kind of close. Then you have Facebook Gaming, which is like you can game and play Facebook.
Right.
Like,
It's still Facebook at that point.
Yeah.
That's the biggest problem with it.
The worry, and it worries me, like streaming on there, you have all your friends and family, you know, on that platform too. It's just weird. I don't
yeah. And the thing
I don't
about
wanna mix that.
the thing about Facebook is that a lot of people think that Facebook is like a viable option because like they're like, oh, I've seen so much growth. No, you're not. It's not natural growth, and we've talked about this before.
It's
like
people isn't
it's
the way it
embedded.
works.
Yeah, it's embedded in timelines. So
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 if
it's-
somebody's got their timeline open and you just happen to be in that loaded part of the timeline, your stream, you're counted as a view.
They can keep scrolling down and it still counts as a view unless
Right.
you probably refresh or something. But
well,
yeah.
it depends on the device that you're on, but like for most like computers and phones, I think the only one it doesn't do is certain tablets. You just have to be on your page. You just have to be on your timeline. Like you don't even have to be like you could be fucking 19 pages down, but if you're live, it counts as a view. So it's So in any case, like where does Twitch? What does Twitch have to concern themselves about? They could literally be like, "Fuck you! You don't get to do anything unless we tell you."
I think it's gonna get worse before it gets better because
100%.
I think I can see this going one of two ways. And the first way is they continue doing what they're doing. They find more ways to put adverts and stuff and all that stuff. Or two, the community and the viewers get fed up with this, so people start running ad blocks more often, in which case Twitch starts charging the streamers to be able to stream on the platform because it's no longer like they're losing money allowing so many like X amount of smaller channels to stream. So you have to have an entry fee now or
Well,
a monthly subscription
tell
to
you-
even be able to stream to the platform.
I'll tell you exactly how they're gonna go about monetizing it is the fact that they are going to hide the fact of that they are charging you as a user and put it behind kind of what Discord does, right? Oh, hey, boost your server, get higher quality, or whatever else, and we will,
Yeah.
and you'll pay for it. And what they're gonna do for anybody that's like high tier, like they're gonna give it to them, right? But anybody like us, like they're just gonna be like, oh, you want to stream at 1080p 60, or
Yeah.
even worse, like, hey, you want to stream? I could even see them going 1080p 60. You want that? Great, here, pay for it. You want to go to 1440p 60? It's even more. It's gonna be $100, a year or a month or whatever it may be, or some shit like that. Like, I absolutely see that. You know what I mean? Like that.
Luckily, I'm a 720p boy.
Yeah, unfortunately,
I'm
I'm
I'm honestly surprised that back when we had that big DMCA scare, I'm honestly surprised they didn't have like some kind of subscription base that you could listen to Amazon Music.
They do. That's the thing. It is. Amazon
I
Music-
think that's in the works.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I have a feeling it is.
Well, Facebook just came out and is now allowing for you to be able to play music without being DMCA'd. They just had their big thing or whatever else, and so Facebook Gaming kind of came out and
Twitch
said, "Hey,
Twitch has actually done something with France, I believe. I think it's French Twitch, like something about Twitch, France, and music, like all came together.
Omelette du fromage. Oh, oui, oui.
I mean,
Sorry, I had
you pulled that out of your fucking
Which I
seventh
don't
grade?
know what other song that they would allow on France Twitch besides White Flag, but that's besides the point.
Jesus Christ. Well, I mean, the thing about it is, honestly, is that everybody should know that Twitch is not going to fucking do anything unless they absolutely have to. If you don't think, like, Twitch easily could just be like, oh, well, you pay for Amazon Prime, like you get Amazon Music with it, like you can stream Amazon Music. That's not a problem. Like, go have at it, whatever else. Like, for God's sake, look what they did with watch parties.
That's
I
what
mean,
was about to say, is the watch
most people in
parties.
watch
Yeah.
parties couldn't even fucking do watch parties if you didn't live in the United States.
They finally just fixed that.
They opened it up now or whatever else, but like it's still fucking bullshit. I mean,
Or
Yeah.
their what was it recent, or not recently, but this was a while ago, was that private broadcasts or whatever they could do, like Twitch.
oh yeah,
Twitch
they could do
subscription broadcasts.
sub only live
That's
streams. That's still a
honestly
thing.
like it feels like
That's what they want to
soon as
go.
like as soon as they implemented like the subscriber only broadcasts, it feels to me like that was when Twitch started to take like their true plummet. Like they had been falling for a long time, but right there, that's where it just kind of started going nosedive.
Fuck, I forgot that was even a thing that they did.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Because I've never seen anybody.
That's because
ever
nobody
do
uses it. Yeah,
they're-
that's good. Like
they're- yeah.
literally, the only people that use it are the fucking cam girls and the fucking.
Well, there are some people that have used it, like Gross Score and stuff like that,
Yeah.
have gotten fucking flamed for it or whatever. But I
Well,
mean,
rightfully so.
Look, like there's actually a thing that came out that I think is hilarious, and I wanted to tweet it out, but of course, because of my job, I couldn't. But here I can because this is my private channel and stuff like that. But here's the whole thing, like. They came out and said that Amazon Basics, which is Amazon products that they create, right? USB cords, power adapters, whatever, anything that is Amazon Basics that is electronics has like a fucking ridiculously high or higher than normal chance to short out and catch fire and or combust, right?
Yep.
And so this report came out and it was just
That's
like,
hot.
just talking about how this is, needs to be addressed and whatever. And so Amazon was like, no, it's okay. It's completely okay. Dude, it took everything in my fucking power not to tweet out being like, you expect Amazon to do anything? Twitch has been on a dumpster fire for fucking 7 years and they have yet to do anything to put that out. And you think that they're going to do something about a fucking USB cable? Like, get out of here, bro. Like, it is what it is, man. And they don't give a shit. And Twitch is not going to, like, I understand Twitch is a business and it is here to make money, right? Like it is not just it was something that was created back in the day at Justin TV to be free, right? Or for the love of it. Like all things that are great in video games, or in technology are done. They're created it to be for the love of it, and then it is monetized and turned into something that is toxic.
It's the same thing with YouTube. Like
And-
YouTube was created back in the day for hobby and you know content creators. It was content creators first.
Right. Yeah.
And now it's no longer that.
Well, and even to a point, like, just to show you how much Twitch just does not give a shit. I mean, the fact that they even remotely paid Ninja to come the fuck back, like, and
that
then
blows my mind.
and then had the thing to see, like, to say like, oh, this is where he belongs. First
He's
off,
back home.
right.
Yeah.
First off, fuck you, Twitch, bro, because there's no, like, whoever decided that was a good idea is ridiculous. I would have told fucking Tyler Ninja Blevins to fuck right off, bro. Like,
It was honestly the biggest joke I had seen on Twitch, and I heard nobody talking about it because everybody felt the same way. Like,
Yeah.
not a single person I knew was like, "Oh man, fucking Ninja's back!" Yes, they were like,
Oh, and
"The fuck."
Right.
Not-
In
not
what
only-
timeline are we winning in where Twitch and Ninja are friends again?
not only the fact that Twitch and Ninja are friends again, it really kind of puts into light Ninja's like complete lack of like self-respect for himself.
It's all
right?
about the
And
money.
he just
oh yeah.
he just wants the money. Like if I was Ninja, and I understand it's a lot of money, I'm sure it's a lot of fucking money, right? But if I was Ninja and fucking Twitch came back to me like that, I'd be like, nah, fuck you guys. Like you
Yeah.
want me to come back? Nah, get out of here.
It's like, where's the line? You know, where's the line
Honestly,
for like the self-respect?
I
But-
think he would have done better view-wise on YouTube. I think if he would have pulled a doc style situation and went to
Yeah.
to
It would-
YouTube
it would
live.
have it would have hurt Twitch a lot more too, because like they've YouTube now has one of Twitch's biggest creators on there. If they would
he's
have been
doing
able to
great.
pull in fucking Ninja, yeah, he's doing amazing.
But YouTube wasn't.
if they would have been
YouTube
able to pull
doesn't-
Ninja,
YouTube's not offering money. That,
Yeah.
that was the biggest thing. There was no
Oh,
contract
dude,
that they were willing
YouTube,
to offer
YouTube,
anybody.
YouTube played chicken with fucking Twitch and went toe to toe and made Twitch blink. That was it.
Yeah.
YouTube said, I mean, they that's the whole thing. Like, and Facebook's basically got, like, all like again, man. Like, it's just a hallway and of corridors and corrals filled with morons that I think make some of these decisions, because anybody in the world you could have asked that understands what's going on in the live streaming space could have told you, like, fuck him, don't pay him. Where the fuck is he gonna go? Let him go to YouTube. Like, let him go have fun, goodbye, go, whatever, go to fucking Facebook, because both of those companies said, I'm not paying you a goddamn dime. Like, I'm not gonna pay you a fucking dime.
I honestly wonder how much. We've talked about this in the past in another episode. I'm honestly to the point right now where I'm wondering how hurt Twitch's pocketbook is right now. Like, are they doing well, or are they struggling right now? Are they struggling to keep their heads above water?
No.
Because to me right now, it feels like they're struggling to keep. It might not be financially that they're struggling. It might just be trying to keep their current, like, how they do things and stuff, right? Like, they're trying to keep their current political base on the actual site where it's at. But I do think they're struggling.
Twitch, from a financial point, Twitch is not struggling, right? But Twitch is not the moneymaker for Amazon, so they don't give a shit. I mean, Amazon Web Services is where Amazon makes their
the
fucking
only
money.
reason
Like,
why I say that they might be struggling just is because of the whole situation with the recent ad shit. Like, to me, that's them forcing people to have ads so that they can make money. Like, they offer the ability for creators to run pre-roll ads and to run ending ads, right? Nobody
Then they
did
noticed
it.
No one did that shit.
Right.
Nobody
So
did it. So
you're gonna
now
do
they're forcing you to
Nimble
do it.
now, yeah.
Like,
I think you're giving Twitch way more like
don't know, man.
like ethical
I
credit
ran
than what
ads
they
every
are.
time I take a poop.
No, I mean, I didn't, but here's the thing. Like, here's what it is, right? Like, this is Twitch's long game. Twitch, this is the end game, right? This is what Twitch wanted. Twitch has been wanting ads forever. They just have been like, hey guys, can you like run ads? Like, it'd be cool. Hey, run ads. Like, you have the ability to make more money. Run ads. Hey, run ads. Hey, fuckwads. Guess what? Now you're forced to run ads. Like that.
Yeah.
That's it.
That-
That's it. Like,
I like how they call it a test too. Like, we're rolling this out as a test, guys. You know, get your
To
feedback
every
and
user.
everything.
and
It's like,
everybody was
what
like,
are-
fuck you.
Yeah, what are they gonna expect getting feedback from people? You know for a fact everyone is coming back at them like, this is a terrible idea. You shouldn't do this. Get these out of here. What are you doing? Like,
And can I just say, like
I
I
felt
think
so
that you
bad
brought
for
it
the
up.
support guy
Yeah,
that day.
that's what I was about to say.
yeah.
Can I just say that support guy was getting wrung through the
Yeah.
fucking ringer,
Oh,
he
dude.
was
Like,
doing
he
his
was-
best
he was
so
getting
much
steamroll.
he had a full apartment fire and he had a
Yeah.
squirt gun trying
Yeah.
to take it out.
Yeah,
I felt
he was
so
he
bad
was
for
the
that guy.
legitimate epitome of the little dog in the middle of the burning fucking room. That's like, this is fine.
This is fine.
Well,
Everything's
This is-
fine.
It's okay.
Here's
It's
my
okay.
thing.
We
Where-
understand your anger. I promise, Twitch streamer XYZ. We understand. I'm sorry. And then
Where
moving on to the next one.
Can we just for a second? Where the fuck is our goddamn deer community person? Like,
Oh,
and
that got
whatever
thrown out,
else.
dude.
Where are
Yeah,
those people that are
100%.
supposed to be like, we're here
Twitch
to make sure that
advisors.
Twitch doesn't do anything
Yeah,
fucking
Twitch-
stupid? Well,
The Twitch
Congratulations.
Advisor
Even-
Council or
Yeah.
whatever it was
Yeah.
got fucking threw out the window as soon as she went on her fucking power trip.
I think they threw it out the window whenever they were like, this is a bad idea because we're not gonna have some low life streamers telling us how to run our fucking company. Get the fuck out,
Yeah.
bro. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, and Co-Carnage has been very outwardly against everything that Twitch has done recently.
Oh,
And
100%.
they,
yeah.
he
they
was
don't
one of
give a
the ones
shit.
they were supposedly
he was on
like
that
taking
team-
input from.
Right.
Honestly, like Co-Carnage,
Zazarian.
JP, Zazarian, yeah, I like they would have been the better options for the council. And I know Co-Carnage was on it,
and so is
but I think that I think that they were just the shit show that came from the deer chick was just
Ruined
too
any
much.
possibility of
right?
it being.
It just ruined, like, as soon as it got announced and she fucking put that shit out, it besmirched the name of the council, and nothing serious would have ever been taken
Well,
from
and
the
I'm-
council.
Yeah,
I'm
I mean,
telling you.
honestly, like even if she wasn't on it though, I don't think it would have lasted.
I have no doubt. I wonder if someone at Twitch was smart. Is
Planted
is
her as a seed.
absolutely being like, yo,
Yeah.
Maybe man.
this is a great idea.
Yeah.
This is too good of an idea, so we're gonna plant some crazy bitch in here to
Maybe,
fucking
dude.
fuck all this shit
we
up.
can't let streamers have good things.
Like, so anyway, we
we
should
just blame it on Jimmy, like I said on Twitter. Just anything wrong
needed
that
a
happens with
scapegoat.
Twitch, just blame it
Yeah.
on Jimmy.
yeah.
Jimmy's a real
So,
fucking piece of work.
I don't
boys.
know, man. Like it's fucking nuts, dude. It's I mean, again,
Thanks, Twitch.
Thanks, Twitch.
I am,
yeah.
but back to what I said at the beginning. I'm genuinely concerned about this becoming a pay to stream
Yeah.
service, or like you said, a pay for quality service. If
It will
because
absolutely
you
be
know
that.
this is just going to increase the amount of people running ad block on Twitch sites. They might leave it on for like their favorite creators to support them, but like the big boys, they're just gonna run ad blocks on it.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, yeah. I mean, absolutely. And I mean, again, I'm not. Let me be clear about one thing, right? I'm not faulting Twitch for saying like, hey, we need to monetize. You know, like ads is a monetization. It makes sense. It's this is the future of television. Like this is what TV is going to slowly but surely become, right? But
It does make sense.
oh yeah. So I mean, so the thing is like, just if you're gonna do it, there are right and wrong ways of doing this.
Yeah.
And you know, it is one of the things like where I think doing like I don't have a problem with the ability, like if you are a Prime member, that it prevents ads, because like they are either like, and I know that people are gonna be like that's still fucked up, but the reality of it is like it is, but it isn't. Like, I mean, if you think about it, if you buy fucking Hulu and you buy Hulu whatever plus premium version, you don't get ads, right? Like Netflix, you don't get ads. I mean, if you buy the fucking DVD collection, you don't get ads. You know what I mean? Like, so that exists.
You know, the biggest problem with I have with it is just how they've gone about it, right?
Yep.
Just like you just said, there are so many better ways that they could have done the advertisement thing and forcing the advertisements on people. Pausing or not pausing, but muting the fucking stream, minimizing it, and putting a fucking advertisement up is not the way you should have done it. Like in interrupting content that they're watching to watch an advertisement is not the way to do advertisement. The way to do advertisement would have been to keep the fucking person that they're watching up, don't mute it, and put a small fucking advertisement inside the fucking video window.
Right, because I mean, this is live content.
Yeah.
You don't know anything can happen with live content. You could be in a really heated moment. Any streamer you're watching could be in something really doing something just cool or whatever, and then the ad pops up and like.
Well, we
it ruins the
mentioned
moment.
we mentioned it today with the PS5 reveal showcase.
Yeah.
People were complaining that advertisements were running during that.
And that's a
That
huge
is a
thing.
prime example of people don't want to watch your fucking ads while they're watching a fucking PS5 event.
Yeah.
Right.
Or
Yeah,
our
the
podcast.
only-
People don't want to watch the
Especially-
fucking advertisements while they're trying to fucking
Especially
pay
7
attention
of
to their
them.
goddamn podcast.
Yeah.
The only thing I've heard against that is, well, if you missed a good moment, you can always go check it back in the VOD.
Yeah, but they're running.
Oh.
But here's the thing: if you don't think that that VODs are gonna have fucking ads rolled into them, you're crazy. It's the next. It's the next step.
The problem with that though is that not everybody runs VODs.
Not
Not
everyone
everybody
runs
has-
VODs. VODs get muted.
Not everybody has the actual
know?
ability to, or not the ability, but not everybody has the check mark on their settings to save their fucking videos, right? So what if your favorite streamer doesn't have VODs? You're kinda
That's true.
fucked.
Yeah.
I mean, I think most do, but still, I mean,
they should be
again,
Most
VODs
do.
get
Most do,
VODs
yeah.
get muted. You know,
Twitch
a
wants
lot
you
of
to
the
think
time.
that people watch VODs.
Yeah.
So
in the chats we have who actually watches Twitch VODs.
Right.
yeah.
I mean, I
That was
watched-
a new thing they rolled out. I don't know if you guys.
Dude,
went
it
back
threw
and
me.
looked
Dude,
at
it
your
threw me
VODs.
for a fucking loop, man. Because I'm like, why the? I was like, what
Everybody
the fuck,
I
dude?
know thought they got botted. They thought
Yeah.
they got view botted on
That,
their
or I was
VODs.
like, did I get posted on some website I don't know about, or did like because it literally happened the day I started streaming Insurgency and started playing that, and I was like, why I looked
Did
back at
somebody
my
put me on the
tweets.
Reddit?
Right, I was like,
Yeah.
where did I like I'm on their main page? Like, what the fuck happened? Like, why do I have so many views? And then now it's like, I don't know, it's fucking
Okay.
crazy. So
They kind of snuck that in there.
um,
Well, I don't think it's a bad thing necessarily, but
well, from someone again that works in the industry and looks at these kind of things and uses that as a metric, it makes it very difficult actually, because now like basically I wipe clean VOD views because it's hard for me to be able to go in and scrape that and say like, okay, cool. You may only have like you have this many concurrent viewers, but like how many people are actually going back and now watching your VODs? You know what I mean? And so it makes that very difficult.
I could see
And,
that.
and
But
it's as easy as them putting just two numbers, like this is how many people watched it live, this is how many people watched the VOD. If they want to advertise how many people have been like on that video or on that piece of footage,
Yeah, I mean,
it'd be
honestly,
better if they
just split
split
the
it up.
number.
I don't know why that
But,
even matters. Like, there's no fucking reasoning to add that view, like current, like people that watched it during live to be into the VOD. That's the fucking dumbest thing. It's stupid.
I don't. The only reason I like kind of like it is because it almost gives that mentality of like YouTube's like numbers and stuff. Like you could see directly how many people watched it just all together, and it kind of adds like a new way to like look at your views and
Yeah,
kind of measure
all it
stuff.
tells me
But
is
Do streamers get a do they get money from ads rolled on VODs? Or
I
VODs
doubt
just straight up Twitch?
I
VODs?
highly,
that's
highly
Twitch.
doubt it.
That ain't- yeah, that's Twitch.
probably
So-
just live. But yeah, it'd be better if they split it up. Either way.
Yeah. So,
Well-
but in any case, like I said, it happened when I was playing Insurgency, and that was like I don't know. I thought that something happened.
The weirdest part that I have about that, and I understand what you're saying, Scruffy, where you're like, I like to be able to keep track of like who's watching my live events and who's watching my offline events, right?
Yeah.
The part that I have with that is like, Twitch isn't about like the best part about Twitch isn't going back and watching the fucking
Oh, no.
events once they're done,
Yeah,
right?
Not at
Who
all.
fucking cares? Like why I never understood why we like I understood why we had VODs and everything like that because it's good to have chronological fucking like databases of your past broadcasts and shit, but it's like who's really going back and being like, I want to watch an entire 6-hour stream
Yeah.
after it's done.
Yeah,
Right,
I
the
know, I mean, I
only
go back
like
and
way
watch
I
them.
look at it is because I know for a fact like all of my previous VODs before this rolled out had 0 to like 5 people watching those VODs. I'm like, all right, whatever, that doesn't really help me, but like I can now see kind of how many people jumped into that stream on the
Yeah.
live because all I had was 0 anyways. But I know there was like a stat or whatever you can look
all it
at
does is
in
piss
the,
me off. It just means all you fuckers are fucking leaving the goddamn stream and coming right back. Like fuck you people.
Yeah,
Just
but
kidding.
I don't know. It's nothing crazy.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I still can't believe that Twitch lets you like type in the chat for a VOD as if you're
Right.
there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's never made sense to me. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
It's-
never done
way to
that.
go, Twitch. Way to be the fucking constant drama in our lives that just keep
Yeah.
this show going.
keeps
And
on
and
getting-
honest to God, like you have now become a staple to where you are literally the first thing we talk about every fucking episode. Like I was gonna put something above you, can't do it now. Like I have to. You have to be number one. So congratulations. Like,
I want to say something, and it's we hate because we care, I think
That is true.
is the way that
Speak
it
for
goes.
yourself. I'm
We
just
love what we do. We love
Yeah.
the aspect of streaming, but we hate that we have to put up with this bullshit to do it. Like
I mean,
it's
it
not.
holds up.
We're upset because we're passionate. It's the same thing with there's a Siege YouTuber that I follow, and he just tears Siege apart. He berates Ubisoft every chance he gets because he is passionate about the game and
He wants
the
it to
game
do
to
better.
be better.
Yeah.
I think that's a thing though that you need to, like, as companies and as persons in general, like as myself, and I'm sure that I can speak for you guys when I say this as well. I like both bad and good criticism, right? If I'm doing something fucked up and I don't get called out on it,
Mhm.
I'm not moving forward. I'm not learning from my mistakes, right? And unfortunately, that's Twitch right now. Is they fuck up, they fuck up, they fuck up, they fuck up. They take accountability for like 2 of them, and then they're like, "Oh, we did pretty good on the last one though." Because I
Say Twitch
guarantee
never
you,
learns from their
I
mistakes.
guarantee you that they will take this whole fiasco with the advertisements, the forced advertisements, and they'll just be like, "You win some, you lose some." I thought it was a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's look, from someone that is the saltiest of the salt, you know, I bring the fucking Salt Bay to this podcast majority of the times. Like it is not from a place of hatred or anger. Even like my vitriol for like Siege, you know, or
Vitriol, we're using big words now.
yeah,
Yeah.
bro, big vocabulary.
Did you learn that from Dictionary of the Day?
No, fucker. So hooked on phonics when I was a kid. Thanks, mom.
Yeah.
But you know, it comes from a place like Bill said. It comes from a place of love, and honestly, it comes from a place of expecting and wanting better, right? Like,
For sure.
this is, you know, if this was year 1, year 2, whatever, like we expect it, right? But like, this is now going on 10 years, easy
Yeah.
plus, right? In the Twitch world.
I mean,
you know,
I've been here since 2012, 2013. I think you've been here a little bit longer.
fucking
than
forever,
You were
bro. I was here
with
before
Justin
Clips.
TV, right?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
well, right as Justin TV switched is when I jumped into this whole world. So,
And
like,
I don't know exactly when Bill and Scruffy joined up, but they've been here.
I
for
started
quite a while.
2012,
I know.
watching. Yeah, I started watching in like I think I've actually the newest of the Twitch viewers. I think I didn't start watching until like 2015, 2016 when I started
Yeah.
college.
oh, viewers, as a viewer, I was here day 3 of Justin TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
start watching Twitch until 2015. I didn't start streaming until 2018.
Yeah,
I
it like
was
17, 18.
I was illegal when I started watching Twitch. I was 12 when I
Not
started
back
watching
then.
Twitch.
Not back then. They didn't.
Yeah,
they
that
didn't
was-
have
they
the
didn't have the
13
13
until
plus.
like yeah.
Well, yeah, now I would have been, but like
Yeah.
yeah, I started streaming I think 2000
But-
like 16.
But yeah, no, 100%. It's a labor of love, and it's the hatred. Not really the hatred, but the I don't know the
It's just
word
the
for
it's
it.
just like the idea of like wanting better, like wanting like
Yeah.
Yeah.
like the problem is that, you know, you either, I mean, it's a great quote and it sucks that it came from a Batman movie, but like you either, you know, become the hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain, right? Like,
Yeah.
and that's the thing is so many companies, and we're going to talk about it, trust me, like, and I'm wanting to like kind of put the knife in this, you know, kind of
They have it.
note and move on to the next stuff so we can get to that. But like, it just, the I think the overarching, you know, message that we are trying to send throughout this show tonight is very much of like, we expect better, do better,
better.
stop just
Better.
taking the fucking either easy road or just ignoring your user base or whatever. Like, it's just,
Stop
you
being
know,
shitty.
yeah, I mean, it really sucks. So, but something that doesn't suck is, and we're going to kind of cover a couple of games that we're playing before we jump into the juicy news, is, you know, I picked up a game, one, because I was in the mood for a shooter. You know, I've been playing, I mean, I've been asked, like, a lot of people are like, oh, are you done with Avengers? No, I'm not done with Avengers, but like, Avengers needs, like, I went into that game very heavily. I love Avengers. I'm still having fun with Avengers, but like, I need a break from Avengers because otherwise I'm going to burn the fuck out on Avengers, because the content they're not dripping content fast enough, but I don't think that I am their like, which I should be, but I am not their fucking prime customer, right? Like the customer that beat the game in 12 hours, or like, you know, max leveled it in one day. But yeah, so I'm playing Insurgency. So I picked up a game called Insurgency Sandstorm, and through that, I then in turn got Scruffy to pick it up and start playing it, and then Enigma is now playing it, and a few other viewers are playing it with us. Brainstain started playing it as well. It's a lot of fun, man. It's a really
No, it's
fun.
not.
Okay.
Don't lie.
Okay.
It's-
No.
it's fucking
Okay.
terrible.
No. Someone mute him. Get out of here. I'm muting you.
No, I think it's fun. It's a pretty good shooter.
Like it's
And better. It
it's-
started out rough.
it's better. So yeah, I've had this game for a while, but Insurgency Sandstorm is the sequel to Insurgency, the first one, right? Which Enigma played a while ago.
Well, much more fun game.
No, okay, no, it's not. But the thing about
Well, I mean, I don't know. They're about the same to me. Anyways.
Insurgency, what Insurgency Sandstorm is essentially the mashup of like COD meets Battlefield meets Siege, and like pepper in a little bit of like Squad into it. And so it is a more realistic approach to an arcadey shooter. So it doesn't mean that like Squad, if you had a Spectrum, right, and Squad was like the ultra realism, right, which it is, and honestly can stress you the fuck out. I remember playing Squad with Scruffy.
Oh, God.
It was like I
I was scared, bro.
dude, we were just like getting
We were getting
ordered around.
commanded
Yeah,
around.
like
I
we
was
had-
driving a cartel of people around, like, where am I supposed to go, guys?
Yeah,
and they're
like,
like, just
we're-
go forward.
we're being ordered by like people, and like there's a hierarchy, a ranking system. It's fucking ridiculous. So
Yeah.
there's Squad, and then you have like COD being like the Fortnite fucking first person shooter, stupid like arcadey style, right? This kind of leans in a little bit of the middle toward more of the Squad, you know, kind of feeling for me personally. Time to kill is very low. There is no like HUD. You don't have a heads up display except
Was it
for
one-shot headshots?
oh, absolutely. Yeah.
One
Yeah.
shot
it's-
headshots, one shot upper body shots, depending on the
Right.
caliber.
I mean, yeah. So you have different guns, different calibers. The
So
one
it's
thing,
like COD hardcore mode, but all the time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, it is.
As far as the
Kinda.
time to kill goes.
Hardcore, the realism mode in COD is pretty accurate.
I would, yeah. I mean, I would say like time to kill wise, but I don't think like because COD is still that
No,
Twitch.
just time to kill wise.
Yes.
Right, like-
That's the only comparison I was trying to make. I'm trying to get like that feel.
Yeah, COD is
Yeah.
very much still that like that Twitch, like, you know, hot that
so
jump
is
around
this.
corners. No, it's not. Dude.
Yes, it is.
Bro, the way you play,
literally
maybe
rush into a fucking point.
You
and
do.
kill yourself.
You do.
fucking literally rush into a point and kill yourself.
Scruff, how many
Everybody that
times you
I've
how many
watched
how many times
has
have you rushed
rushed.
into a point?
Everybody I've watched is rushed. That's why we
Not
fucking lose so
everybody.
quickly.
But I
We
do
go through
think,
fucking
like,
waves
it
like none
can
other.
be. I think it can be. It just depends on the person who's playing.
Dude,
it right
my
now.
play style is nowhere near that. And the reason I'm enjoying it is because it is something where like you are and I think it attests to the map design, because the way that they do the map, I actually talked to the developer about this. Like the way that they do the map is they
Unfairly balanced most of the
oh
time.
god, shut the fuck up. they take an entire map and they build out, I think they have a total of 4 maps, if I'm not mistaken. I think you said it was 4. It's 4 large ass maps that they build. And so they don't build, and then they take those maps and then they cut them down into small segments, right?
Yeah.
So what that does is make it so like the map that you are playing on for that mode, which is like push, firefight, insurgent, or domination, things of that nature. All of the like angles and the way that you navigate through the map feels very well put together, because it's like there's not like one choke point. Like you can get around anything for the most part. Like you can get Enigma. Oh my god, bro! Like
What?
oh, I thought you sucked your teeth. I thought you were
No, I
like
didn't say
oh, okay.
anything.
I know you're. It's preemptively, bro. Preemptively.
Chill your tits, bro.
Preemptively. So any case, like it's just, if you are looking for a game that is like, you know, where if you want to rush in and die, you can, but like the preferred method is very much of like knowing your angles, going around, having someone like Scruff in the background laying suppressive fire. Like when we were in when we were playing on that map, Enigma, where you were watching that tunnel, or whatever else. Like you cannot say that was not a fun time of like you guarding that tunnel, and then I was watching our left
the
side.
one where
and
I
clock.
pinged a fucking grenade off the fucking wall because it's inaccurate. The fucking
Bro,
grenade throws.
I can't help that you without a crosshair, you don't know how to throw a grenade, dude. Like, but
I will say that it is realistic. Like I've always said that Insurgency is a milsim game that relies heavily upon milsim. Whether they actually do it or not are two different fucking things. Like your team doesn't necessarily always do it, and you get fucking popped in with like Mr. Nippler like we had the other night.
Mr. Nippler.
Nippler, bro.
Good thing we kicked that guy out.
Yeah.
The worst part and I have such a
What's the
hard
squad
time.
size?
12.
It's
12?
12. Yeah.
Oh,
I
God.
have such a hard time with it because it's like it combines the Twitch shootiness of fucking COD with the military simulation that I like from the original Insurgency, but yet it also somehow reminds me of Rainbow Six Siege, where you will literally get shot through a fucking hole in a wall from 350 fucking miles away.
Okay, absolutely
by a
not.
sniper.
That's not true
Sorry,
either.
that'd
is-
probably be me.
that is
That's-
entirely true.
That is
sir.
not true.
There was multiple times last night where we had somebody on the exact opposite side of the fucking map sniping me
bull.
from fucking that
Bro,
far away.
there is wall bangs. Like you can absolutely wall bang, but you have to have the right caliber. You have to have like the right penetration, and they show you like on there where you're gonna be able to penetrate from and whatnot. But go
Talk dirty to me more.
go into for someone that uses an MP5 and I use SMGs primarily, right? I went into the training facility and sat there to see what you can wallbang and what you can't. And I'm telling you right now, you cannot wallbang someone with a sniper rifle from 400 meters away through a concrete wall. It doesn't work. Like it just doesn't happen. Now, a wooden wall or whatever else, like if you are right on the other side of it,
Sounds
yes,
exactly like Siege.
you will get it.
Yeah.
But it's not the thing about what I will say is that in this versus something like Siege, there are, again, look, I got it. You got to tell me that I don't fucking understand Siege, but I will say like there are less times in this where I got killed by someone where I am like, that's fucking
It's-
bullshit. And
my
in Siege,
my
I
view-
do.
my view on that is probably just because the game's so new that there aren't people that know exactly.
This game is not
where
new
to
at
aim
all.
into.
Insurgency's not new.
This game is old.
Insurgency
Sandstorm?
has been around.
Yeah, it's been- it's-
Sandstorm is fairly new, but Insurgency itself has been around.
Two and
No,
a half-
I'm
2
talking
years
about
old.
like this specific.
2.5 years old.
Sandstorm
It's
is
been,
like 2 years old.
Yeah.
It's not like totally new, but
Oh, okay. I thought it was.
I
a
think
lot
it's
newer
definitely
than
had
that.
enough time for people to learn the maps. and
I
everything.
will I will say it's not fully released that I know of. I think it's still
No, it's full release. It's
access.
not early
that's-
access. It's
That's
full.
my bad then.
It's
I
full
thought
release.
it was like a few months old.
No.
Yeah, like the biggest thing for me is like I have had a few instances where I'm like, how the hell did he see me? Where the hell am I being shot from and all this? But that's just due to me being my third day into the game, not knowing
Lack
you
of
know,
map
shit.
knowledge and stuff
My-
like that.
Map knowledge, I'm still learning.
My other big gripe for the entire game is the fact that for some only God knows why reason, they locked the fucking
Classes.
classes
Yeah,
behind a level progression system that they've not had in any fucking Insurgency game since the original Insurgency. They've never had the locking system, right?
Yeah.
And I understand that to be a commander, you have to know how to be a commander. You have to have played the game enough to know kind of where to go, what to do, this and that in between. But the problem with that is that I've played multiple, like I've played Insurgency, I've played Day of Defeat, which are both based off the same. They're both Insurgency. It's just Day of Defeat's a World War II mod for it, right? Or a World War II skinned version of it, right? They both had instant access to Commander. You just fucking played Commander. Like, yeah, you're gonna have some bad commanders, but those are easy to get rid of. You just vote kick them. You know?
yeah, I agree. I don't think they handled the class system very well.
it's just such a terrible idea.
It's
in
the
my
only
eyes.
thing with the game that I had an issue with. Of course, now that I'm to the point where I unlocked my marksman class, which is all I wanted, I'm fine. But getting to there, I wasn't enjoying the game as much.
I mean,
I think there's
COD
a
had a
better-
similar thing with the weapons, where their weapons were unlocked against.
Yeah,
the
but this is an
Yeah,
entire
system.
class
That's
system.
also
This
an
isn't
entire
this is an
class.
Yeah,
entire
but
play
play
style.
style.
wait,
They lack certain styles of weapons. Like I couldn't be a sniper, which is what I really wanted to be, until I hit level 12, which wasn't the longest
Well,
grind.
I mean,
It took
you
me-
could.
can.
You just had to like Jimmy rig yourself a fucking
Well,
I either had to
SKS
pick
that had
somebody's
a 7 or a 4 times scope.
Yeah, but what do you?
Like,
I mean, that's what I said. What do you want? Like, so the only thing that you're getting locked behind is just the ability. Like the commander thing, I understand, but at the same time, like it took me one day to get level 20 to get that.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm not saying it's the worst thing. Like, it's not a huge complaint of mine. I just think it could have been handled better. I think they should have just unlocked all the classes for everyone, but maybe an exception of a commander if they wanted it to have people a little bit of experience to play, just lock behind like 5 games needed to play a commander. That something like that, just something simple to get a feel for the game, and then it could be a commander or something. I just don't see the need for the level system.
No,
I mean, my only
really
issue
been my
is-
only issue with it is the level lock system that they've never had in any of their other fucking games.
My-
I don't know why they decided to put it in this
my
one.
issue with that only system is that you have to have a fucking observer if you're a commander, and if you don't have
Yeah.
a commander, then or vice versa, you're fucked. So that's the only thing that I don't like. But I mean, what I would say, and because I don't want to spend any more time on this, but like if it is something, if you do enjoy something like Siege, I would, but you wanted some, but you also enjoy something like Battlefield. I really recommend like picking it up. It is $30. It's back to $30 right now. It goes on sale all the time for like $15. There's no paid DLC that is like gives an advantage. It's all inside the game, all earned inside game. The only thing that you get is cosmetics, and you can earn currency to do cosmetics. There's no battle pass, no none of that shit. I definitely recommend trying it. From a person that, like I said, I love, like my play style is I play SMGs, so I'm very much of like sneaking around, getting into corners, like popping people, going behind, flanking, enemies and things of that nature. Like it is a very enjoyable play experience. Like that last game that we played last night where me, you, and Enigma were on that, back construction site
side or whatever.
was a fucking blast, dude. Like holding that down, rocking those 2 angles, like it was amazing.
Once I got a sniper rifle, I was actually able to fucking kill people.
I mean, you were using a shotgun, bro. Like I don't advise.
I was
don't
getting
advise-
kills with a shotgun.
I don't know. Anyway,
Everyone plays their own.
Yeah,
It,
like,
it,
but-
it can suit anyone, however, whatever play style you have.
I definitely recommend trying it out. Like I said, and people in chat are saying it sounds like Siege. There's an element of it that you will feel at home with Siege, but you have to play it to understand that it is not like Siege. Like there are elements to it that are very Siege like, but it's not Siege. Like it's just not. Siege is I can't. I don't know. There's too many people in here. There's too many people in here that like Siege.
It's a pretty good game to check out. End of story.
Yeah.
Not
So
into that.
it's like, yeah. All right. Anyway, other games. I know, Bill, you're playing Mortal Shell, right?
And Siege.
And we're not talking about it, bro. Like we're not doing this. Like,
Yeah. So I finished up Hellpoint and I'm playing Mortal Shell right now.
thoughts?
And it's really, really good. It's another. So Hellpoint was a $30 indie game, first game from a studio, that kind of thing. Mortal Shell is pretty much the same thing. I think the studio is a little bigger, but it's still their like fledgling title coming out. And it's really good. I'm really enjoying it a lot. Now that I've gotten a feel for it, because it is a Souls-like, but it doesn't control like really any of the other Souls-likes out there, which I think is a good credit to it.
You think that's a
Yeah.
big factor? Sorry, to the hardening of the game, that aspect, or is it a lot more than that?
The hard you say.
The hardening is definitely
Yes.
a big thing. Also the
Oh,
fact
really? It's a
that
big
it's
thing?
yeah,
Enigma.
it's a huge thing.
Somebody
some might
mute
say.
him. Can we just mute him for the rest of the show?
But the fact that it's also like it's heavily class based, like more so than the other ones where you can like deviate your class however you want to. This one, each of the classes have like, so the way the upgrades work is each shell, there's 4 shells, and they each have like a ring of abilities that you can buy points for. You can't branch out into any of the other playstyles. The only variation you have from the shells is the weapons. The shells are one thing, the weapons are another thing, and you can combine those however you want to. But each shell behaves very much different than the other shells. For example, the one shell that I've had the most time with so far since I got it has a huge fucking health bar, little tiny stamina bar, and he is all about abilities that either make him more survivable or do more damage. So he's got one ability that every single ad that you kill, you get one bonus stack of damage, and that stacks infinitely until you get kicked out of your shell, and then you're reverted back to 0.
That's pretty. Dope.
That's a really, really unique aspect to him.
Is it easy to get
In
kicked out of your shell?
comparison, say what?
Is it easy to get kicked out of your shell?
Getting kicked out of your shell is when your health gets reverted to 0.
Oh,
So
okay.
once you lose all your health, you get ejected from your shell. If you have a revive, you have the chance to run back, get in your shell, and it fills up your health bar. You get to do it again.
Hmm.
Most of the time, if you get kicked out of your shell a second time, that's when the death happens. There are some abilities in the game that let you, once you kill so many enemies, you get that like eject again. But that's his thing. He's also got an ability that every time you kill something, you get like 3 seconds of increased defense, and he's basically your tank shell that does really high damage if you like are able to keep him alive long enough. In comparison, there's another shell where he's based all around the parry system in the game, where if he has like 6 or 7 ability bars, and the ability bars, you have to have one of the ability bars filled to be able to do a parry. You fill those bars by attacking things. But he's got abilities that increase how often he gets those bars filled, how quickly he gets those bars filled. And one of his like masterclass abilities, like the big boys, is he has a 25% chance on if you execute somebody with a parry for it to refill all of your ability bars.
Are you able to switch your shells pretty quickly? Like, or is it like if you switch, you go back?
There's 2 ways of switching your shells. You can either go back to the main hub and trade out your shell and your weapon there. There are also consumables that you have that. So there's figures of each of the shells. They're called figure of X name of the shell. You can use that ability and it instantly turns you into that shell. Same thing with the weapons. There are things that you use it and it instantly puts that weapon into your hand.
Can you do that mid-fight?
Yeah, you can do that
So
mid-fight,
you do that as
100%.
like a strat and
It
everything.
is a consumable, so there's a limited amount of them, but they can be purchased. They can be found. So if a shell is not suited for the task you're going for, or if you were trying a shell out, you pushed into a dungeon, you're like, fuck this, it's not working, I want to go back to my old shell, you have the ability to do that as long as you have the idol of whatever shell you're wanting to change
But
to.
there's
And I
no
think
like
that's really cool.
there's not like a combo system. So like if I were to do one thing, let's say I don't know, I like
Combo the
in the middle
shells,
of like
you're trying to
parry
say?
and then crush this thing, and then am I able to like continue? Like how fast is that transition? I mean, is it a pretty quick or is it slow?
It's not super like it's not slow. It takes maybe like a second and a half because you just pull out the item and like the old shell like washes away and the new shell's underneath of it. But it cancels any animations that you were doing whenever you pull that
So
idol
there's
out.
not really a combo system that you can like.
No, there's no way of comboing like from one weapon to another or one shell to another.
Okay.
Gotcha.
It's just it's just a thing where like, oh, this isn't working, let me switch to a different one. And I'm pretty sure whenever you switch to a shell, it does refill your health bar. So if you're like in an oh shit moment with a boss,
It's almost
and
like a
you're like
potion.
down to like you've already been kicked out of your shell once, you know you're gonna die next turn, you can use it as a way of getting your health back. Yeah.
That's cool.
Okay.
Sounds cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's interesting for sure.
Yeah. Another thing it does kind of cool is so it's dungeon based. So there's the central area, the forest area, and you first off you can actually get all of your shells before you go into any of the dungeons. They're all like all the shells are hidden in that forest. So you get your default shell and then you can actually go and pick up all of those shells so you can kind of play around with them before you start trekking into the dungeons. Same thing with the weapons. All the weapons are found at the entrance of each of the dungeons, so you don't even have to go into the dungeon to get your weapons. I like that, the fact that it allows you to get everything right from the go.
So is the driving point then the progression of your character and just getting skill points? Is that kind of the driving progression?
Yeah, so
What do you
it's
what do you
got
get from the dungeons?
the dungeons, you get weapon upgrades. So each weapon has a super ability, and through each
Oh.
dungeon, you can get like a key item that will upgrade that weapon's super ability, or even unlock it, because all the weapons don't start with the super ability unlocked. You get one item to unlock that, and then one item to enhance that per weapon.
Gotcha.
So it's
Okay.
all about gaining XP to level up your shells and gaining those upgrades for your weapons. And each shell's XP is not linked. So there's two XP types. There's the tar, which is like souls in any other game. And then there's another XP type, which anybody who's played Bloodborne, it's kind of like the insight system. It's called glimpses. The glimpses are tied directly to the shell that you're using. So if you have, say, 17 glimpse on one shell and you switch to a different one, that shell's going to have 0. Those glimpses don't transfer, but the tar does.
Now, will that glimpse stay on that shell?
Yeah, it stays
Okay.
on that shell. So if you come back to it, you can use the glimpse on that. And actually, I've maxed out one of the shells so far. And once you max it out, the person who you would use to level up your shell then becomes a vendor, and you can actually kind of bank your glimpse and be able to transfer it to a different shell.
Okay. So I guess big question here, right? I mean, because difficulty is always what makes these games, playable and fun, in my opinion.
Right.
I mean, where do you rank it as far as a difficulty level? I mean, is it,
I think the learning curve's really high on it. I think because it doesn't play very much like any of the other Souls-likes, the combat is very weighty and deliberate, but it's very satisfying. The majority of my playthrough so far has been with the giant fucking sword, like the Zweihander type sword, which just tosses things around if you hit them, but it has really big windups. So you kind of have to like judge your spacing, judge your timings, and be able to hit people. But once you do, you can like stagger them through into a combo.
okay?
But as far as the difficulty goes, I would say it's probably Dark Souls 3 difficulty once you get a feel for how the combat is. It's not the most difficult of the games, but it's good enough. It is an enjoyable experience, and the difficulty is enough to make that experience better and not frustrating. As opposed to, say, Hellpoint, which I would say is too easy, just because it plays far too similarly to Bloodborne or the traditional Souls games. So all the muscle memory transfers directly into that, and you're able to just destroy the game.
Yeah, but if you don't have that, like if you're just a casual Souls player jumping into it,
I would say probably Dark Souls 3 level. The combat is smooth enough like Dark Souls 3 that once you learn how everything works, it's hard enough, but it's rewarding.
is it? And probably my last question. But like mysteries. I mean, because that was another thing that I think the Souls games and Bloodborne does so well. It's just like that not knowing, like that mystery of like, why the fuck are these birds chirping at me? What the fuck is this shiny pebble? Like kind of stuff.
Oh yeah,
like
100%. Each one of the dungeons has a bunch of different arching paths. I'm actually just finished a dungeon the other day, which is basically a big obsidian maze. So it's just obsidian everywhere, big black pillars of, I'm assuming it's solidified tar leading up to a library. And it was crazy to try to get through that because it had portals that you had to you jump into this portal, it takes you to a different part of this area, you go through that, and then you take another portal, it takes you back to a similar area in the beginning but different. And it's kind of figuring out how all these areas are connected. And also once you finish, you get through the dungeon, you beat the end boss of the dungeon, it forces you to go back out through the dungeon, but it's an alternate world state of that dungeon. So coming back out is not familiar as going into it because they've changed the enemies that are there. They've changed how the area is actually laid out.
It's kind of cool.
It's really, really well done. And it does have that good sense of mystery. Oh man, what's going to be around this corner? What am I going to find? There's enough hidden stuff, although I would say the hidden stuff's not as rewarding. You can find some of the weapon upgrades and stuff on hidden paths, but most of the time it's just consumables and stuff.
Okay.
But mainly the world building itself is really, really well done. It's got that Dark Souls 1 feel of the world building, and I like that a lot.
Sounds like it's got good world design, and the dungeons sound like they're pretty unique, and that's cool.
Yeah, the dungeons are unique. Each dungeon has its own like enemy sets and stuff, so I like that. The bosses that I've fought so far are like really, really well done bosses. I think the game's great. I think it is up there with a From Software level Souls like on a budget price. It's a shorter game.
Well,
I'm
it's
2/3 through the
such a-
game right now, so
Such a good
but
segue into
it's-
the next stuff, but I can't use it yet. Sorry.
It's very good. It's very, very good.
Awesome.
Except that it's an Epic exclusive, so I know that's
Yep.
gonna put some people off.
No way.
Yeah.
shape, or form.
For a year though, right?
Yeah, it's a year of Epic exclusivity. It's on consoles as well, but
Unless Apple gets their
Yeah.
way, then Epic won't be here in a year. So, yep.
But yeah, I highly recommend it. And I know we were talking like about Hellpoint versus
Yeah.
Mortal Shell there for a bit. I would honestly tell people to go the Mortal Shell route over Hellpoint. Just I feel like it's a more polished experience. Hellpoint had a lot going for it, but I feel like this is a lot more polished and a lot more. I'm having a lot more fun with it. It's not as frustrating.
Stop pushing people to Epic, Bill.
I'm not pushing people to Epic.
Dude,
Buy it on PlayStation or Xbox. I don't care.
He's in Sweeney's back pocket, bro. He's on his payroll.
I knew it, Bill. Fucking traitor.
Scruff, you been playing anything new recently? I mean, I know you've been playing Insurgency with me, but
Yeah, I've been playing Insurgency with you, but I went back and started playing Fallout New Vegas again.
a new
one of my-
mod, right? New mod.
Yeah, one of my favorite games, and I've been
The
playing.
Rust mod.
Yeah, the Dust actually, the
Or
Dust mod.
sorry.
And oh man, it's been kicking my ass. For those of you who don't know what the Dust mod kind of entails, it's a pretty much overhaul of Fallout New Vegas completely. Same world, same Mojave, but it's a what if scenario, like a what if everything that is in the Fallout universe kind of went to shit, pretty much, because you have
More
multiple
than it already
DLCs,
did.
multiple DLCs, which all kind of include their own little unique problem that you're going through. Because you have one that's like called the Sierra Madre. It's the Dead Money DLC, which includes these ghost characters, which they're just pretty hard enemies, and it includes this kind of plague that's been swamping the Sierra Madre. Pretty much all of that has came out and invaded the Mojave, as well as these crawler dudes from the Divide from the Lonesome Road DLC. As far as I know, I do believe those two are in. I don't know about any of the other DLCs. I think the tribal people from Honest Hearts have invaded the Mojave as well. So pretty much everything is fucked, and everyone in the Mojave that is still there wants to kill you. No one is friendly. There's only like one safe spot. The sewers are fucked, apparently, from what I've heard. I haven't experienced it yet. Everything is a complete mess, and it kicks your ass. It's a lot more realistic than Fallout is. It's like on a hardcore mode. This mod pretty much makes it so that you will either get shit on or just barely survive any encounter that you go into. So it's a lot of fun. But
Now it does difficulty like you're a glass cannon, but like you kill enemies just as quickly.
Oh,
Correct?
yeah,
like,
everything-
it doesn't like hyper tank enemies. for
yeah, no, and
difficulty.
there's no more bullet sponges. You're not a bullet sponge. Enemies aren't bullet sponges.
Go
what is
watch
it?
some of his go watch some of his clips. That will explain a little bit about what he goes through.
Literally, I'll have this like crawler dude come up to me, smack me on the legs, break my leg, and I can't run now, and he slaps me in the head and I'm dead. But I can do the same to him. I'm just not good enough.
There's so many clips of him just being like
Yeah,
that's
I
just his, the
can't even
noise he
comprehend
makes.
it.
Like
I,
it's,
but-
I still wish that guard on the roller coaster would have thrown that pool cue at you.
Yeah, there's a dude on a freaking roller coaster who has a sniper, but he's holding a pool cue out. I'm like, what are you doing up there? He's
I
gonna
was-
throw the pool cue at me.
I was saying that guard was like the Thor of pool cues.
Yeah. But yeah, it's dope that and pretty much your main objective of it all is to just escape. That's the one quest the game gives you, is just plain out escape. That's all it says. You get out of the Mojave. And that's what you gotta do. And there's like multiple ways to do it. I do believe each of the DLCs have their own way of escaping the Mojave, and then there's a couple ways in the Mojave itself, but none of which, of course, are going to be easy to get to. But it's a good time. It's enjoyable.
Cool.
Glad you're enjoying it, man.
Nice.
Yeah.
Easy to install mods. I think you and it was.
There's I wouldn't say mods have gotten a lot easier to install over the years through the numerous programs that pretty much can do it for you with most mods, but some mods you still have to manually install. But all it really takes is just a little bit of reading and
So
file
this isn't done
directory
through Steam.
to get it down.
It's not a mod. It's not modded through Steam, right?
No. It's modded through other programs. Nexus Mod Manager handles all the mods, and that's where they come from. So you have to kind of do it yourself through the files.
Oh, okay.
But it's easy. It's not too bad.
Enigma, you playing anything special aside from?
Nah, dude, I've been in a funk, man. Like we were talking about this earlier. I've been in like a gaming funk where I just don't have really anything. I want a fucking MMO, but there's no MMOs out right now.
Dude, we tried to reinstall fucking
we've talked about
Warhammer, bro. Like we went on a hunt to find Wildstar again. Like
Get back to Final Fantasy 14.
I mean that's pretty much my only fucking option at this point. But I'm just like,
Yeah.
like I might have to go back to Final Fantasy 14 and continue playing because like I'm pretty much caught up with Final Fantasy 14. I just need to do the latest like 3 patches, the last 3 patches that they put out, which is a lot of content. That's like a good like 20 hours worth of content.
The thing is I don't want a fucking old MMO. I want a new MMO. I want something.
That's the same
new.
with me. Is like I'm like, man, I really want something new. I want something that I haven't played to death. Like I have like 3 max level jobs on Final Fantasy 14. I like most of my fucking collector jobs are fucking maxed out. So it's just like, and I'm not gonna go back and fucking start a new fucking character on Final Fantasy 14. That's just suicide
And
at
all,
that point.
and all of you people
It's
that are like,
ridiculous.
"Oh, go to WoW." Fuck you. Fuck all of you.
Yeah,
You
I
can
don't want to play
fuck right
WoW.
off.
I mean, like there's a part of me that's like, maybe I'll check out that. No, I'm not gonna do that.
No.
No, I am refusing. I am holding strong on my morals to not fuck with WoW until they fix their shit.
I'd say, and I think you might have been planning on it from what we mentioned in the past, but with all the new stuff coming to Guild Wars, I don't think it would hold you over. It doesn't ever really hold me over, but it's something to maybe play for a little bit.
That's the biggest thing with Guild Wars is that like just like you, like I go back to it, I play it for like 2 weeks.
I play it casually and
pick it up for like a year.
Yeah, it's
the new expansion does look good. Like I'm not gonna lie, it might be the fact that I'm a fucking weeb and love Eastern.
Hey, bro, you have an Asian fetish,
but,
bro.
I mean, don't fucking king shame me, you bitch.
I'm not,
Fuck,
bro.
dude.
I mean, have at it, man. You know, whatever you want to do with your
No
job
judgment
sticks
here.
is up to you, man. I don't care. I'm
But,
just saying. It's just like the whole thing with Ragnarok, bro. We're gonna get into it here in a second. Like,
But yeah, no, I don't know. I've been in just a funk. I haven't really wanted to play anything. Avengers, I'm kind of in the same way where Avengers kind of, I don't know what it is. They haven't
I mean,
like
you
the
guys went
content
ham
that we
with that game.
have. Even going ham in the game, like they boasted the fact that they were gonna, they had the ability to put in new mission types and everything like that. It simply and easily, right? We still have the same fucking mission types. We're still fighting two bosses, Taskmaster and fucking
was the
Abomination.
same problem we
that's
had
the
with
only
Remnant.
ones. Yeah,
Unfortunately.
so it's one of those things where it's like, plus they're doing some shady shit where they did a ninja patch for loot and didn't tell anybody, and I'm just like, it brings me back to like they're already getting flack for being, people are saying that it's a fucking, what's that fucking EA game again?
Anthem.
Yeah, they're already getting flagged for being, basically Anthem, and I don't believe that personally. I feel like this game has a lot more potential than Anthem did. But when they do the shady shit that Anthem did within the first fucking week of them releasing, it kind of puts a little bit of a
I wonder how much of it is controlled by Square Enix and how much of it is Crystal Dynamics. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know, because Crystal Dynamics seems like a really good company. Like they seem like they're extremely on top of things, and they seem like they want to make the game into a success. But then on the second hand, they're like, they're pushing patch after patch after patch out for consoles, but yet PC has gotten like maybe 2 patches, where consoles have gotten like 4 or 5. And I'm just like, come on, guys.
I mean, I'm gonna, we're not even 2 weeks into the game. So I mean, I'm gonna give them time, right? to see where this goes, right? But you know, they have, in my mind, to start getting things done correctly, because there were some fixes they need to get done, and they're getting those fixed and whatever else. And the game really is a good game. Like, it plays well. We've all talked about it before, but I need end of October, the Kate Bishop stuff, you know, the Hawkeye stuff. These need to come out, and I need to see what this is going to be like, and then what does that look like after that. So realistically, I'm going to kind of give them until the end of the year at very most, if I give them that. Like, you get till probably November, and then if I'm not seeing like the constant feed of new shit coming, then it's going to get uninstalled.
We were talking about this the last on the last podcast. Like, I stated on the last podcast, you know, I'll be the first to be hypercritical of it, because I wanted to be good, but at the same time I wanted to be good and give us what they promised, right? So straight up, for me at least, and I'm pretty sure I talk for Sin as well, we're both going to be hypercritical of the game.
Yep.
Even with us being fans, you know.
Yeah,
it's one of those things where it's like that. It definitely has kind of put a damper on the whole entire game. Like, not only that, but the fact that again, it kind of factors into the whole beta thing, where it was like they didn't give me Thor. Well, now I have Thor, and I'm like, okay, cool, I have Thor now. I don't really want to play the rest of the fucking characters because I don't like the fucking rest of the characters.
right.
Yeah.
And I mean, we
seeing
can.
where, seeing where it goes, honestly, is gonna depict whether or not I know I wasted $60, or I'm gonna pick it up. Seeing
Yeah, I mean, it's
probably
just
by
like
the end of October.
they need to release the elite hive, like the hives that we're supposed to be getting. They need to release the mega base. Like, there's those things that need to happen. I get why, and again, we're literally not even 2 weeks. Like, the game launched on the 3rd of, or what was the first was for me, and the fourth.
I think.
So we're not even 2 weeks, right? So I mean,
I think right now their priority is like game stability and
no,
stuff.
they got to get
Okay,
it fixed.
bugs.
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah, for sure.
Right. So
definitely a ton of bugs.
So
too.
a lot of people that are coming into my chat, or coming into people, you know, and just being like, why are you guys not playing Avengers? You know, are you done with it? It's no, but you got to understand, like, we burned through that game, and I am in the same boat too. Like, I am trying to build out other characters, but like, I'm an Iron Man fan. Like, that's my dude. And yeah, I could go and grind out better gear, but I got to level 150. Right now, I have no point to go out and grind other gear other than the fact of just getting that gear. You know what I mean? So it's like, until I have a reason to go do it, there's no point for me to continue.
On top of that, again, it factors into the fact that they've now nerfed gear drops. Like we already know that they have a bug for exotic gear to where it doesn't really drop. So that's one thing. You could go out and grind for exotic gear, but it doesn't drop. The only way to get it is through doing the elite hive, the 16 level hive, and that takes for fucking ever, right? So it's like you're either dedicating like 2 or 3 hours, or like 2 hours to do the elite hive, or you're just going out for legendary gear, which they put a ninja nerf for the gear. The legendary
I think
gear,
they'll change the exotic. I think they'll change the exotic drop thing back.
Oh, I'm sure they will. Yeah, I think
think
they've already said that it's a bug. So
Yeah.
it's one of those things where it just needs to be fixed. But it's like,
Yeah.
they fucking fix it, dude.
Right.
I don't think that the nerf to the gear drop. I don't play, but from what I've seen, like, I feel like it's probably a better thing. At least gives it maybe a bit more longevity. Hopefully, it's not like too big of a nerf and like not so big a grind.
I'm
But
not as big of
it is going through the ninja nerf, which is what
Yeah.
they did, right? Yeah, that wasn't the best move.
That's what I was about to say. Is I'm not as big of an issue. I don't have as big of an issue with the fact that they nerfed the drop rate for legendaries. My biggest issue with it is them not telling anybody.
Yeah,
that's shitty as shit to me.
That's the worst thing.
Right.
So, but sorry we went off on that tangent. But yeah, no, I haven't really, like, I've been playing Sandstorm with you guys begrudgingly. I already uninstalled it once and reinstalled it.
Give us an MMO. That's all we're asking for.
Well, yeah, no, I'm definitely in a. I get these every once in a while where I just get in a gaming funk where I'm just like, I don't really want to.
You got what, 2 months,
fucking
bro?
sucks, dude.
Cyberpunk, you got 2 months, and you'll be done. You'll be
Yeah.
done.
Oh, and then on top of that, I would have had Cyberpunk tomorrow if they didn't fucking push it back. Fuck.
Yeah, it's a sad day for Enigma.
God
man.
damn, man.
It's like
You want to know what sucks? Everything sucks.
Oh, well, on the fact, thank you. You gave me a perfect segue. On the fact that everything sucks, you're absolutely right. And we're about to jump into the suck of what is going on, at least from my perspective. And guys, I'm going to go ahead and give out the warning, right? It's the
salt is coming, right? The inevitable doom that is Sinnin's fucking rage is about to be unleashed across the board.
So, yeah. Do we want to go chronologically, or do we want to jump into fucking like what has happened most recent? Like, how where do you guys want to go? I'll let you guys tee this off.
I mean, I don't really care, honestly. Like, either way, we're gonna get to it. I think it's gonna be a long segment, so we should probably jump into it quickly.
All right.
Probably. Yeah, just full force.
So okay, so I'm gonna rail fucking Nintendo real quick because that's the quick and easy one to rail. So Nintendo, fuck you guys 100%, because you had this 35th anniversary for Super Mario, right? And everyone's like, oh yeah, cool, 35th anniversary Mario, that's great, blah blah blah, like they're gonna do something great. It's Nintendo, they never do anything wrong. You're fucking wrong. You're an idiot. They do stuff wrong, and they did this wrong. So I'll run through the gauntlet of what they did wrong. First off, they can put together a Super Mario pack that's got every Super Mario Brothers game, right, or every Super Mario game. So, you know, from Super Mario 1 to, you know, you have N64 version, you've got Super Mario Sunshine, which who the fuck wants that hot piece of shit? And then get the fuck out of here, bro. Oh my god. Okay.
Dude, that's my favorite Mario.
Are you serious?
Not even,
bro.
Not even memeing.
Come on, man. You told me, like, I gave you a promise I wasn't gonna go in on you, bro.
Anyway,
Dude,
we'll
that is
get
my
God.
favorite Mario game. Not even joking.
Steve
I love
likes
Sunshine
it.
so much.
I'm just disappointed.
I'm disappointed. Like,
Okay, so what did Nintendo do?
okay,
What
so
did do wrong?
they took this they took this game and they didn't even fucking, they're not upresing shit, they're not making things look better, they are literally porting everything into a Switch. Okay, fine. No, you know, is that really the end all of be all? No, it kind of sucks, but it's not that bad. Until you get to Mario Sunshine, or not Mario Sunshine, until you get to Mario Galaxy. Mario Galaxy has motion controls that you need a Wii and nunchuck for. Okay, cool. I'll use my Joy-Cons. Nope, doesn't work. Well, I can just move my Switch. Nope, that doesn't work either. So how am I supposed to play it? Oh, you have to touch your screen. That's how you do your motion controls. Is you have to
jerk
touch
off your screen.
your
Yeah.
screen. So, like, what in what world does that make fucking sense, right? Like, so that's the one. wrong.
It is
Like,
a little shitty because it takes away your complete ability to play it hooked to a TV. You have to have it in mobile mode.
right. The other side of it is that Nintendo 64 version of Super Mario was a game changing, like it was a literally like a
N64
revolutionary thing.
Mario was
Yeah.
fucking amazing,
Right.
man. I remember playing that shit on the daily.
And to not give it any love other than just being like, oh hey, we're gonna shove it in this box and just throw it out there, right? Like they're like nothing. Like you can't do that, for one, because they're not even fucking dealing with the controls right. Like like from people that have played it said it controls like garbage because it's built for a fucking N64 controller, not
They didn't port it
like
to the Switch at all.
like
pretty much.
no, they literally just dumped it onto this console. So those are like the just mistreatment of it, right? Then the other thing is that they're Disney vaulting this thing. So like if you don't get it before March, you can't get it. Like digitally or physically. If you don't get it now, you won't be able to get it. Like, and that's not the only game that they're doing this with. Like they're also doing it with the 35, like the Battle Royale Tetris 99 Mario game, which is a cool concept. Until you tell
That's
me
not
like,
Battle
oh, hey,
Royale.
by the way, you're only going to be able to play it if you own the online version, which makes sense. That's fine. But you're only going to also be able to play this until March, and then it goes away. Like, why? Like
That
why?
makes no sense.
I'm okay with that. If it's a battle royale, just get
It's
the
not a
fuck
battle
outta here.
royale. It's Tetris. It's like Tetris 99, which is a cool
Oh, okay.
concept.
It's competitive, like.
But
I thought you said battle royale.
well,
and I
because
instantly got turned off on that. I was like,
they
no,
call
just
it they
throw it
call
in
it
the fucking trash.
they
Get
call it
outta here.
a Mario battle royale. Like that is how it's being coined, as a Mario battle royale.
Gotcha.
But like you send shit to other people's screens. It's Tetris 99, but in Mario. But the other side of that is that people think like this is an innovative game, and it is. But do you guys know where they got this? They fucking sued a indie developer that was, or this like two guys that were doing something like this. It wasn't even Mario. Well, I think at first it had Mario characters, and then they changed the Mario characters to just be generic characters. Nintendo still went after them, shut them down, and now released this. And this is legitimately that exact game. Like it is the exact same fucking thing.
Shitty.
Like, so Nintendo, like, not as
Nintendo's
wholesome.
always been bad about
Yeah.
hitting the sue button, though.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
They are the worst. They've went in on
granted-
content creators. They've went in on
Yeah.
indie devs. Like they are the
Granted-
worst about their assets.
Granted, Nintendo has had their assets stolen from them so many fucking times. So I can,
Yeah, but
I can
embrace
see why they
it.
sue quickly.
Fucking embrace it. Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
you're Nintendo. And
Like the amount of Mario fucking
Clones.
knockoffs that are out there is insane, dude.
Yeah.
then the other thing that they did is they are now, which is, I think it's cool to see Nintendo, but like do these kind of things, but at the same time, like it's like you have a huge console war that's popping off. New generations of consoles are coming. Like obviously, I know that's not the world that Nintendo is trying to play in, but their whole like kind of thing is this like AR kart game. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but
I see that.
Yeah.
so, Bill, did you? Or I don't know if anybody. So, yeah, if you guys saw it, so basically, what it is, it's $100 first off, which is fucking mind blowing for an RC car. It's $100. It's plastic, so it's not even like metal or made of like, what the fuck is it called? By the way, the thing that's being posted in here that was walked back. By the way, there's a post that's in the chat that is basically saying that the mode that it had to be played on without motion controls or whatever else, that has been in fact walked back. That is not there. They are trying to patch that into the fucking game because it is not on the game functionally right now. Now the game is obviously not released yet, but it is. It is
that
in
was my
review.
question.
The reviewers that have the game, it is not there, so that's not available right now.
That was my question. Was like, how easily though is it going to be for them to patch?
I don't know.
And kind of port over like the Mario 64 to using the Switch controls. So I don't think it would be that hard. But then again,
I can't imagine it being that hard
the
either,
64
but-
controller was a
Well,
little, was a little funky,
this is the
so-
Wii U stuff. The 64 stuff is not that. It's the Super Mario Galaxy
okay.
stuff. But in any case, so the RC thing, like they have an RC car, cool concept. Basically, it has a camera on the front, and it then connects via Wi-Fi to your Switch, and you set these things up to make a course, and then you drive the cart around the course 3 times so it can track it, and then basically you then in real life race these RC cars, and on your screen you are seeing like a Mario Kart kind of thing with shells and shit like that. And if you hit one of the, if in the game on the screen you hit a shell and you hit the other cart, the cart will stop, it'll spin. So it's a cool concept, right?
Mm-hmm.
But my thing is like, one, it's $100, and if you're bashing into a fucking wall in this thing, like, and it's gonna break. You can't, like, you need a decent amount of room with it, and I'm just kind of like, who is the market share for this? Like, who is the one that's gonna go out?
Nintendo's always been weird about this, like off the wall fucking things. Like, remember Nintendo Labo?
Oh yeah, oh absolutely. People have, yeah. Yes, I do.
You also got to remember that Japan and in the China area, like alternate reality stuff is a little bit more prevalent than
Right.
like, even VR.
But but the problem is that for this specifically, like, you have to have a big space. The spaces in China, like, homes are not what we have here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, I don't know. I just
I see
it
a lot
is
of
definitely a
parents
little
always
weird.
getting ran, and you know, these toys, I feel like they're gonna get stepped on. That's my biggest like concern. Parents are gonna buy them for their kids. The kids are gonna leave them out, and then they're gonna step right on that camera. Because I've seen the design of it. The camera peaks up and is at like a curve. I could already imagine that thing's just snapping off.
Oh, absolutely, dude. And you know how many kids are gonna try to jump those things off as crap and whatever else to like make these courses just fucking
Exactly.
ridiculous.
Well, my question then is like, in comparison to other RC cars, like how expensive is this compared to
Oh,
like
it's
an RC car of
Thi-
equal?
This is
quality.
like for someone that has just recently bought RC cars for my kids, like decent RC cars with rubber tires or whatever else.
It costs quite a bit.
They can,
Yeah.
but like for this, like that is actually built for like off road, can get banged up or whatever else. You're spending like 30-40 bucks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's for a decent one. $100 could get you like a legit RC car that like is again legitimate. Like I don't know.
because like
Oh man,
my
I clicked on
nephew,
the wrong site.
my what,
Bro.
now I'm interested to see what fucking website you clicked on.
Oh, it's just RC Planet, and they've got like $150, $200 RC cars like as their base level.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
absolutely.
they can go.
What
they
I
can
was-
run up to thousands of dollars. I've seen.
Yeah.
But
What,
you're looking
what
for
I
a
was gonna
casual
say is
one,
like my nephew just barely got like a really nice one with like it has like metal like an aluminum frame and everything.
Oh yeah,
like that. And that was, like,
shocks, all of it.
$600.
yeah,
Yeah.
shocks.
Yeah,
They're-
it's
they're-
it's
they're even-
ridiculous.
They even go gas powered RC cars too.
Yeah.
Like they there's a lot of fanatics out there who go crazy with these things.
Oh, legit. Yeah. I mean, there's some that can go like 90 miles an hour. I mean, they're, you know,
Legit.
but I'm just saying like $100, like you're paying for the technology of the AR shit. But I'm telling you, man, dude, like seeing this, I'm just like, it's a cool concept, but I don't know, dude. Like
Is it realistic?
It's
this is
Nintendo, man.
this is
They
fucking
always
Wii
go for
U
the
and yeah,
weird shit.
Nintendo Labo, dude. I know people.
I like it. I like
It's-
the
yeah.
idea. I agree with you on all the counterpoints to it, though.
Yeah, it's just if this was like $40, you know what I mean? Like make like on top. And the thing is too, like it's actually I don't think it's a full size RC car. It's a decent size, but it's not like full bore like right.
It's
But
pretty small. It looks handheld.
yeah,
kinda like,
that's my thing is like make them fucking miniature. Like I get it, you got to put a camera on it, right? But like make them even smaller. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
Just so that the space issue is more.
Like I mean, for God's sake, dude, I have a camera right here that just fits on the back of my fucking phone. Like what the hell, dude? Like I like pinpoint spy cam that shit and make it a micro machine. You know what I mean? Then I can do some really cool shit with it. But I don't know. I mean, whatever. It's Nintendo. So yeah, it just
Only
is.
the future of Nintendo. I feel like though they're
Yep.
going to be going in
No,
a
the
lot
future
more.
of
route.
Nintendo is when they link up with Elon Musk and you start controlling games with your chip that they put in your skull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know, and then they're doing like Lego. Like it's cool to see them go in this different direction than like kind of the other two that are just fucking have I don't know, they have no feasible understanding when it comes to certain shit. But like it's cool to see them just being like, I don't know, fuck it, we're gonna make Legos. Like yeah, let's do that. Let's make a whole
Yeah.
Lego set. You know what I mean? So
That's like again, that's always been Nintendo. They kind of have always been kind of they're on their own pinnacle, on their own mountaintop, going, "Hey, what are those guys doing? We don't give a
Expensive
shit.
toys
Let's
for your
continue
kids
on
to
with
break."
Mario."
yeah. and then you also have Hyrule Warriors, which is basically the Dynasty Warriors with the Zelda version, but it's gonna be in the Breath of the Wild setting.
I'm okay with that.
So yeah, cool. I mean, it was fun.
Yeah,
is what
it
is,
looks
like-
really good.
Yeah, it was
You get
cool.
to play as like all the heroes that you were talking to in Breath of the Wild 1 as
That's pretty
ghosts
cool.
and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
It's a cool concept or whatever else, but it still doesn't get you out of the fact of like the stuff that you're doing with Mario. You guys are fucking assholes. Like I don't know, just fucking don't be dumb, Nintendo. Like whatever. So, yeah. So moving on. Graphics cards, guys. Graphics cards are coming out tomorrow. The new graphics cards 30 series. Please wait. Please wait. Unless you just have like an old ass rig, they're not worth the upgrade. They're everything that was been touted, like the reviews have come out. They're not that great. They're not a huge jump as what Nvidia said they were. And there is issues with like the power cabling. If you do not use the Nvidia product, like given power cable for these Founder Edition cards, it will void your warranty. And the cable is like this long. So like unless you have a tiny ass rig, it just is very difficult. It's very taut on the
Which
actual
the cards aren't made for a tiny ass rig either because they're
Right, they're
half the
fucking
cards.
massive,
So
dude.
that 3090 is
right.
huge.
It's big. So and the performance that they're getting out of like the 3080 isn't as much as what they touted as being over like a TI or a 2080 or anything of that nature. So seriously, like just wait.
Little advice from say somebody who's been building PCs since he was like 5. Don't ever buy the first generation of anything. Just don't do it. It's not a good idea. You're if you wait for like the 3rd or 4th generation, you're going to get a better product. You're going to get at least when it comes to graphics cards, you're going to get better product. You're going to get better fucking BIOSes. You're going to get better fucking chipsets. It's not. It's just not a good idea to buy the first generation of anything. It's just not. Don't
Yeah.
do it.
So just
Yeah.
just hold off, everybody. Like there are going to be third party cards that are come out, and on top of that, like AMD is going to answer back with this, and
Yeah.
whenever they do, Nvidia is going to have to re-up, right? So
Well, and the best part about the 30 series coming out is like the 20 series are even dropping in price now.
Right.
20 series and the 10 series. Like you can technically, I think a 1080 right now is dropping to like $300 or something like that, like $200.
Yeah.
From what I heard.
so
So it's like
just don't buy the
you're
cards.
not going to
Still
get the amazing fucking quote unquote.
There isn't
amazing,
even a it's
uh,
quotes. Don't
Yeah, that's what I was saying. You're not going to get the quote unquote amazing experience that you were going to get with the 30 series, but you're going to get a tried and true 1080 that's been working in people's systems for how many years now? Like 7?
yeah. I mean,
Hell, I'm still
somewhere-
using a 1070 overclock.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So it's like,
I mean,
I don't know.
unless you are gaming in 4K and like you are, you know, whatever else, like the 3090 is the only one that makes sense. Like if you're making that jump, but even still, like the power consumption or the output versus the price point just doesn't make sense. And this is coming from someone that literally was like, cool, 24th, buying in 3090. It's replacing my Titans. Like I'm gonna go in, but I'm just don't do it. Like please, just don't do it. Just wait. Mid-year, there'll be new shit.
same thing I will say for graphics drivers.
Yeah.
Just saying. I know a lot of people are like, update your graphics drivers as soon as it happens. Don't do that. Never fucking do that. It's a terrible idea.
Unless you know how to re-roll them back, then you're
Yeah,
fine.
unless you know how to reroll them back, just don't do it. Wait for at least another like 2 updates, and then update to the previous update from those 2 updates. It's a better option because you're getting less bugs. Shit's been fucking ironed out. It's not a good time to fuck up your graphics card with a terrible
enough.
fucking graphics.
So
driver.
in place of these new graphics cards, right, there are now going to be 2 new consoles that are hitting the market.
Yay.
We have everything, boys. We've got pricing, we've got dates, and we have models of all of this, right?
Most exciting thing that we saw today, the PS5 can lay on its side.
It was
Yep.
proven. We didn't have to like go through a clip and like try to find fucking a small clip of this, right?
Still takes support though.
So let me start before it fucking we even kick this off, right? All of us on this show love each other. We respect each other. Like we respect all of our opinions, whether someone's wrong or not, or they are right and they agree with me. You know, we all love each other. But
I hate you.
here's the thing, like the stuff that will be said is pointed toward what we saw and what we feel personally about said companies. And I will tell you right now that I think I can agree for the most part of all of us is that out of everybody, PC wins. Like PC is the winner here. I mean, and
There's no doubt.
in my opinion, right? Like, but I think that there is, in my opinion, there is a company here that is understanding gaming in a marketplace beyond the here and now. And then there's a company that is stuck in their staunch ways and is also extremely muddled in their like approach and also their
Oh.
announcements to shit.
What words you using?
So
I'm telling you, man, he's been on Dictionary of the Day. Man.
He's
Like,
got a list of words he has to use for the day.
He's looking up synonyms. And he's looking
Oh
up
my
fucking
God, yes.
new nouns and shit. Fuck, man, Sin's getting smart, boys.
Yeah.
So it's bad, bro. The AI is getting smart. It's like it can how to operate on its own. So Xbox.
Wait,
Go ahead.
Sorry, real fast. Before we get into this, a quick ad roll for everyone. We have to roll this. You know, it's just a thing we have to do.
No,
Mid-roll
I'm actually
ads.
gonna do that.
Okay, sorry, I'm just joking.
Oh, I
Continue
thought you had something legit to say. God damn it. man.
I do have an announcement today, really quickly. If you guys have any questions,
Yeah,
we're
start getting them.
not drawing nearer to the end, but start thinking of them while we're having discussion on this. If you guys have any questions for anything that we talked about previously or anything that we will be talking about during this this console stuff, we will be taking your questions towards the end of the podcast, which could take a while. I don't know how long this podcast is going to go. I
Yeah.
don't know.
We'll see.
So okay. So Xbox. All right. Hello? Wait.
Hi.
Yep.
Okay.
got you.
I don't know. It's really weird. All of a sudden my headphones like went silent, and so I was just like, they kicked me out, bro. They just like the
Yeah,
fuck. We're not
just
dealing with
saying,
this,
you're
bro.
on
Podcast now.
Just fuck this guy.
We're done.
It's using Big words.
So Xbox came out and actually it was leaked. Whether it was a controlled leak, whether Xbox leaked it, whether whatever else, I don't know if Xbox wanted to be the first ones to announce their
I
pricing
think it was a controlled leak.
or they just if it just leaked or whatever. But in any case, at like fucking midnight or whatever else, all of a sudden Twitter blows up and shit is like hitting the fan that Xbox's pricing has released for the series, this mysterious
Series S.
console, which is the Series S. And what the message that came out was like, hey, the Series S, $299, smaller system, and doesn't have a disk drive. It's an all digital system.
Drive,
Yeah, it's an all digital system, and it is $299, and it does 1440p at 120 frames. It does 4K it will upscale 4K to 60. And it's like half the size smaller, whatever else. But the big thing was it's $299, right? And then then leaks came out saying, oh, there's a subscription model. Like it's $25 a month and you can get this, there's this mysterious plan that's going to be out there. So then that came out and like Xbox finally kind of owned up and said, okay, yes, here's everything, right? So they basically revealed that there's a Series S and there's a Series X. The Series X is the big boy edition. That's the one that's going to do 4K, 120. It's like the big powerhouse system. And it is $499 if you want to buy it outright, or it is $35 a month. Or you can get the Series S, which is $299 outright, or $25 a month.
Can I just really quickly intervene right here? Have you heard the nicknames that they're calling them?
No.
The X is the refrigerator and the S is the fucking fan.
Oh,
The standing fan.
I mean, sure. I mean, I think
I mean,
that,
the PS4 right now is a jet engine. So.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing about I think the two companies went with two completely different styles. One went with a totalitarian and I kind of appreciate that. Like I appreciate. Yeah, we just made Bill fucking leave. Like Bill is just like, fuck this, I'm out,
He's
dude.
like, fuck this, I'm out.
But the Microsoft went down the route of being like, it's a fucking box. It's a box that plays fucking games. This is what it is. And then you have, and then they finally just kind of said, like, even with the fucking like the fan design on that shit, they are literally like, we don't give a fuck what it looks like. I just need to keep the goddamn thing cold. Like they are literally just putting a fucking goddamn big ass vent on the side of the thing and just said, fuck it, whatever. Like, and then you have Sony, which went down like the elegant, like super edge and, futuristic kind of design. Pick whichever one you want based off that, whatever. But I preferably, I don't give a fuck. It's a black box. Put it down wherever it is. I don't give a shit. I'm not going to look at it. I don't care. So the thing is that the big thing that I think Microsoft did here was basically said, we're going to do something in a subscription-based model. So the subscription-based, it's $25 a month for the small one, $35 a month for the large one, nothing up front. You do have a credit check that is run, or a credit that is open, line of credit that is open with Citizens One, and essentially they put you on a payment plan where it's 25 or 35. You get the system, you get 2 years of Xbox Game Pass, Xbox Ultimate, which gives you Xbox Game Pass and Xbox Game Pass on the PC, and you get the system, and that's it. And once it's paid off, there's no interest, no nothing. Like once it's paid off, it's done, right?
Sounds like a dope deal, but like it's a bit more complicated, right?
Well, the complicated part of it, I think, is the upgrade
part.
system that they have.
Yeah.
So they didn't talk about this, but there is an upgrade option that is out there, which basically means that if you're a current Xbox One or Xbox One X, whatever, user, you can upgrade your system. And essentially what that means is that you will go and get into one of these plans. And by the way, you can't just go anywhere and get them. Like you have to go to a select retailer. Now you can do it through Microsoft directly, or you can go to Best Buy or GameStop, or I have to go and look at the other one, but it's not like Walmart. Like, I don't think it's Walmart.
EB Games.
Yeah, it's like your gaming centers. So you go and get one of these systems, and then you say, okay, cool, I want to upgrade my system. So you will go in, you will type in your serial code of your Xbox. It will Well, okay. I am assuming that you will type in the serial code. We don't know yet for a fact, but like there is a check upgrade status. I'm assuming you will type in the serial number of your system, put in what condition it is, right? It then will, at that point, say you need to pay this amount of money, right, to get to be able to upgrade. So you then will continue to pay on your current system, right, on or whatever else. Once you hit that certain point, you then send in your system, your old system. They will then basically freeze any payments, and once your system has been evaluated and met, then the rest of that money is deducted off of your payment plan, and your payments are done. So it's convoluted in the way of like how it's worded, but like that is essentially the method that is used, and I understand it. I think I've been in the phone industry. I understand how that works. Like that makes perfect sense to me. What are your guys' thoughts on this?
I think it's confusing, man. I think it's
Yeah, it's very convoluted. I
Yeah.
think as a budget thing, it's good. I think it'll make it more affordable, but I'm thinking for like holiday season and stuff like that, people are just going to buy straight up. I don't know how much use this system's actually like this payment system is actually going to get.
Let me
Because
ask.
people who are going to be able to like go through and look up all this stuff are most likely just going to buy it straight out instead of having to go through the convoluted system. Like Grammy's not going to be
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I'm going to get the payment plan and set you up on payments."
You're right,
She's just going to
right?
Quick,
But how
quick
many?
question.
Let me. Well, go ahead,
Sorry,
Scruff. Go ahead.
Is this for the Series X or the S or the X or both?
You can
I think
both.
you can do
Both
them
have
both.
either
You
one.
do both.
You can have either one.
Okay. I was just
So
wondering that.
here, question, right? How many of you guys right now pay monthly for your phones? Your actual phones, like not the plan, but you have pay monthly on your actual plan.
I buy my phone
play
straight
for my
up.
phone. Yeah.
You guys are the very rare few. Like the majority of people do not go out there and drop 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, again, phones are upwards of thousands of dollars.
Yeah,
But-
I was about to say there's a little bit of a difference between $499 and say like $1,400.
But there's
for-
not really, because iPhones have a lower price model that people still like. That is the option that is done.
True.
Like I can tell you that from someone that has been in been in that kind of industry, this is a brilliant fucking way of doing something. Yeah, you're not gonna have grandma that's gonna come in there and be like, "Hey, I'm gonna get this for little Jimmy," right?
Would you like a grandma's
But
Werther's candy?
The other side of it is that you also have to remember, like,
Flavored.
you are going to get you're also getting Xbox Live, right? You're also getting the Game Pass that comes with it. So it's not like you're just buying the system, because the Xbox Live, like Xbox Live on its own is $20. Like in fact, I think Xbox Ultimate, I think it's $15 if I'm not mistaken. So you're paying $10 a month for a system. Like you actually end up coming out cheaper for the system if you do it through the payment method. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna take.
I think it's a good way to go down, right? Like I think that they're trying to do something that's not the same bullshit that we've had for the last 3 generations, right?
I
I-
think it's good. Yeah, I think it's
I-
good.
Right.
I was about to say
That's
I think
what I'm gonna say.
I think it's a good path to go down.
It's changing it
Um,
up and doing
yeah.
something different, like you're saying. So
I'm just thinking that if I'm a consumer and I am walking into a place and I've got a PS5 at $500 and I've got a Xbox at $500, but the reality is I've got an Xbox at nothing up front.
mhm.
It again, this now leans into like, who are the good salespeople, but why the fuck would you? I think people are gonna be like, oh yeah, I'll take the one that I don't have to put any money up front right now. Like I'll take that one. That's cool.
Well, it also
Like-
it also dictates entirely off of how good your credit is, though, as well. Like if
Uh,
you don't have very good credit, you're kind of
So I'll tell you right now, like majority of these things are not, the credit that is needed to get this is extremely fucking low. Like
Yeah.
to get these types of things, they're, again, from being someone that worked in that industry, is extremely fucking low. You know, and even
Yeah, but
then,
do you think people are going to want to go through the hassle of like all of this stuff? Like people have tons of bills already. Do you think people actually want to add another bill on top of that, or do you think they just want to upfront satisfaction?
I think at $25 and $35 a month, that's nothing. That's fucking,
Yeah, I think
that's
it's good for definitely a
that's
budget
pocket
route
change.
for consoles.
yeah,
With
that's
everything you
it's
get from it.
It's pocket change. And I mean, I think that the price point of being like at $299, which honestly to me, like the console to get is the S, is not the X personally.
Mhm.
Because
But it's significantly like downgraded from.
it's not, you know, what do you play in? You play in 4K?
I play in 1440.
Okay, so that's the system for you. That you don't play in 4K. What do you need 4K for? And it upscales to 4K. Unless you're planning on upgrading your monitor and everything else, it's 4K. That is the system to play. Like that is the system to own. Majority of households do not have 4K setups. That is that 4K is actually, they did a report that showed that the
It's like 80% of the world's population is 1080 or something like that.
yeah, and then the 1440 was like a small section, and then 4K was even smaller. Like the adoption rate for 4K was microscopic.
Yeah, I run everything in 8K. So.
Okay, well, congratulations. so I'm just saying, like, it's not a like. So why the X? I guess, Bill, why would you go for the X versus the S?
I don't know enough about the consoles. I just know that the S is a significant, like, as far as specs and stuff go, a downgrade. Whether that downgrade is bottlenecked by whatever you're currently viewing on is one thing, but
I mean, the only other downgrade is the size.
Question by you though, Sid,
Yeah.
because like
You're
you're
right,
all
yeah.
for overkill, but you
Absolutely.
would still go for the S.
If I'm going into a console war, or I'm going in to go buy one of these systems, right? I'm gonna go absolutely lean into the S. One, because it's digital. Yeah, it's 1440p, but that makes sense again for where I'm at, right? If I'm not taking like my just need to have the fucking biggest and baddest, right? And I'm a sensible buyer.
That's all I'm wondering about.
What is the need to have the biggest
No,
and baddest?
not all I'm wondering about, but
mean,
yeah, like with your PCs, I know you always go overkill, so that's what I'm trying to say is like, in this case, you wouldn't go overkill.
I
cool with
don't
the
see myself going and buy, like, I would not see myself going and buying an X over the
Yeah.
S.
Well, I'd also point out as well that like you got to look at it less in a perspective of like the person that would go overkill like Sin would,
Oh, yeah.
and more in the perspective of like
Your
the fucking
casual
fucking
gamer.
soccer mom that's going to GameStop for Christmas, and they're, you know, little Timmy has got an Xbox, you know, on his Christmas list, and she's looking at the $4.99 version versus the $2.99 version. She's gonna go, I don't know what the fucking difference in this
and here's
is.
the thing: they both play the same fucking games.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
the only
I
other
honestly
the
completely
only other
agree. I think
difference.
the casual gamer, the S is pretty good.
Now, granted, the salesperson obviously is going to try and push her for the $4.99 one, the X, right?
Right.
Because that's bigger commission. That's more fucking, if they do commission, that is.
Yeah.
But that's bigger money for them, right? They can kind of gloat about it. But it's like if you're in even an inkling of what you know what you're talking about when it comes down to it, they're going to look at the $4.99 version and the $2.99 version. They're going to look at the fact that it plays the same games. Literally, there's not really that much of a difference between the two. I would go for the $2.99 one as well. That's better money for, you know, value.
Yeah, I mean, so it just, from a sales perspective and understanding, this is my point, and again, I leave you guys to kind of, I do want to hear rebuttals, right? Or what your guys' thoughts are, but I think Xbox is looking at gaming as a service now. They don't like, because guess what? Where they did fail at, and they both, to me, both of these fucking failed. Like on this front, why the fuck do I want to own either one of these consoles right now? Like the games that they showed, all of them, the games that they showed, Xbox is not gonna have any fucking, that I know of, launch lineup. I don't even know what fucking Xbox's launch lineup could possibly even look like.
it's all third party now that the
Halo's pushed.
has been pushed back.
Right.
Yeah.
So I have no point in owning an Xbox. I then watched this regurgitation of everything that we've already fucking seen for PlayStation. And
I mean, if Xbox had to do a show as well, that would have been a regurgitation
Right,
as well.
you're right.
The fact that Sony had to do 2 shows is mind-boggling when they could have just done a dump like what Xbox did and just announced the price and called it a day.
Which is what they should have done.
Right. Absolutely, they should have done. Because the 50 minutes that we wasted of our time today, the only new games that we got were we saw Devil May Cry. Like
Harry Potter.
We saw Harry Potter, but I already knew Harry Potter existed. I already knew that game was
Yeah, but they
being made.
didn't show it on the previous.
No, they didn't show it previously. So if you're saying new to the showcase, you got Harry
And we
Potter.
saw Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah, Five Nights at Freddy's,
yeah.
and you got Devil May Cry. Oh, and don't forget, we saw Fortnite. Like
Yeah, we saw
Wasn't Final
Fortnite,
Fantasy
but-
16 new too?
16 was
16,
yeah.
yeah. But
And
I don't consider.
whatever the announcement that God of War was coming out was new as well.
Yeah,
I
but that's-
guess, but that's
we already
2020
kinda
fucking
knew
one. I
God
mean,
of War was going to be a PS5 exclusive. Like we already kind
Yeah.
of knew that was coming.
like I again, it was just this thing was just to me 50 minutes of a wasted fucking time when one tweet would have fucking done it. Like a tweet would have done what you wanted to get out. Like I don't know, but to me it seems that both of these companies have failed miserably on, like, there is no point to owning, in my opinion, one of these things and spending the money up to own. If Demon Souls, like the only one that I'm seeing that people are like, oh my god, 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 is Demon Souls. And if that's your jam, you can sit there and tell me that it's worth fucking $500 or $400 or $300, $400. Okay, I sure, like, you want an up-res pretty version of Demon Souls, okay, but I can't see that the mass market can look at that and go, yeah, that makes sense. I need to spend $400 or $500 on a fucking on Demon Souls. That's it.
Plus, saw the alleged $70 price points for all the new titles.
I think that's global, though. I still think that's global for both sides of the coin.
We have not seen Microsoft's thing yet. So I will see that, yes, maybe Microsoft is going down that route, but I also see that, like, Microsoft is now has got a proven record, or a record showing that they are lower
But
than what Sony.
why would a company go and do a upmarked game with PlayStation? And it's also going to affect cross-platform games. Why would one cost more than another?
Well, the only one that we saw the price point for, right, was for Demon Souls, correct? We didn't see. Have we seen was there a
I don't think
pricing
we've
list
seen
for?
any
I don't
price
think we've
points.
seen any price points. I think these are all
That's all just
speculations
rumors
still.
and speculations. Yeah, it's been speculated that the next generation consoles. I haven't heard anything about PC, but I understand what you're saying at this point. Why would they release for consoles on a different price point for
Yeah,
PC?
I feel like it's either
But-
not going to be a price hike and it's all just rumor, or it's going to be a global price hike
Yeah.
for
Which
all
is
consoles.
ridiculous.
So that's the only way I could see it going, because if Sony's gonna be charging $70 for a game that you can get for 50 on PC or Xbox, that's
I can tell you that
that's
if they're
brand suicide.
if they're smart, if Xbox is smart, which in my mind I feel like Microsoft is, and people are gonna be like, you're a Microsoft fanboy. I'm really not, because I think both of these companies are fucking, they're
They're both dog shit.
they're just
yeah.
doing dumb things. I just think Microsoft is handling and looking at things in a lot better perspective than what Sony is that I hold my fucking cards, bro. I will hold that price of what a game is going to fucking cost until the absolute last fucking moment and make Sony pull that goddamn trigger of being like, oh, they're $70 now. Like, because even if it is a global release, that is a global thing, that all games are going to be $70, it will look like Sony is the reasoning behind it. Like,
Yeah.
that is going to be the narrative that will play out. Like, is that Sony is the reason behind why the games are $70. So I don't know,
That's
but
kind of fucked up, but
you're
is what
right.
it
It is, but it's
Competitive tactics.
it's just
I
the
mean,
way. But this is the thing. Like, this is exactly what I'm talking about. The problem that I have with all of these companies is that they are everything is so fucking muddled. Like, it's so
Yeah.
like, even PlayStation today, the fucking very first thing that we saw was this footage is captured and to emulate what the PlayStation 5 experience is going to look like. And then we saw Final Fantasy, right? And it's like,
it was PC footage.
I'm right, yeah.
It's
So this
PC
is
footage.
fucking PC. So I was like, this isn't even goddamn your system. Like, fuck off. Like,
well, we
no,
were watching what was it, Demon Souls? And
Demon
we were
Souls.
like, I don't even think Demon Souls was on the PlayStation
I don't-
5,
yeah.
Demon
honestly.
Souls, COD. I think most of those were taken on PC.
I because and here's the clue in how to know, well, how to try to figure out and tell. It's a thing called SSR, which is screen space reflection, and consoles cannot do screen space reflection at a high level. It is done at a very, 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 very minimal level to add a reflective surface on the ground to make lighting and objects show almost like a wet effect, but they're not being water there. When you watch the Demon Souls and you watch COD, there are sections, especially on the bridge it was one at the very end with Demon Souls where they're going across a bridge, and there's a point where there is SSR all over the fucking place, and it's like that is a fucking that's a PC. That is a PC fucking build. Like the way, even like looking at their armor and everything else, like if you look at every other game that was supposedly on the PS5, this game did not look like any of those other games. It looked way better. And so I don't know. I have a fucking problem thinking that this was that. And then we get like this whole, again, right now, immediately after the goddamn conference, it's like also on PC, coming to PC. Whether it's true or not, we still don't fucking know because Sony has not.
Sony has.
I'm pretty sure Sony came out.
Did they finally
I'm
fucking
pretty
come out
Sony
and say
finally
it?
Came out and said, yeah, no, it was human error. It was a fuck up. It's not coming out on PC. And
Leave it to
they've
Sony to
removed-
make that sort of mistake.
I think they've removed the trailer. I think you said
They've removed the trailer.
right?
They're going to be uploading a new one with.
Do you buy it? Do you buy it?
IGN still has it up.
Do you buy it? Do you buy that it was human error?
I
No.
mean, whether it was or wasn't is regardless of the point. Like either way, we're still
What?
not getting it on PC one way or another.
No, that's not true at all. That's actually opposite of what I'm saying. I think that that's bullshit. I think it wasn't human error. I think that you're going to tell me right now that before this reveal, you didn't go through and watch all of this shit over and over and over and over again to make sure that your queue times are right, all this other kind of stuff, and you didn't see this and note this? No, fucking bullshit. I think what happened is that this game is going to come out to PC, and I do think that they got caught with their fucking pants down, and the fact of like, wait a minute, you're saying this is a PS5 exclusive, but then at the bottom of it saying that it's not, it's also going to be available for PC. And now again, they're trying to fucking walk this back. Like, I will fucking stake my fucking PC on the fact that we will see Demon Souls on PC at some point in time within the next 5 years. Like,
We've been waiting for Bloodborne too, though.
you're right, but like, I think we'll see that too. But like, how
And-
long
and
did
the original Demon Souls never made it to PC? Also, I think Sony is very grippy on that game and potentially Bloodborne as well.
Well, we've already heard that they're bringing out third party
Yeah,
titles to
but-
PC, but dude, Demon Souls is not a third party as far as I know, right? That's
it's
Sony.
No,
produced
it's a-
produced by it's published by Sony.
It's
Sony
it's the
Studios.
same thing as Bloodborne. It's published by Sony.
Oh, I
made by
didn't think
From
that
Software.
Bloodborne was published by him. Okay.
Isn't Horizon published by Sony as well? I know it's a guerrilla game, but I'm pretty sure that's published by Sony. Like,
Yeah, I think so.
so
I am not sure.
I have no clue, man. Sony's so fucking muddled right now. Like you said, like I really couldn't tell you what the fuck is going on in their mind. They at one point they're like, we want to be a fucking community where we're cross-platform, and then the next point they're like, no, fuck you. You don't get our fucking products.
I just
No, I could definitely see that Demon Souls will probably come because, like you said, I think they got caught with their pants down. Like, honestly, they're looking for any incentive to make people want to buy a PlayStation at this point.
and they're
I
like,
think they're scratching for it.
yeah, I mean, and again, I'm sorry. Like, yes, I am knocking Sony for this, in the sense that like what we saw was just all shit that we've already seen, or like Call of Duty had their reveal event, and the new COD looks like garbage. And it's not just because I'm not a COD fan. Like, I think the campaign looks cool, but everything else looks like shit. Like, we saw they announced Devil May Cry 5. Well, that's great, but I have Devil May Cry 5 and I can get it for fucking $20. Like, are you really give a shit that it's up-resed and makes it look even fucking better? Like, because it's a PS5 experience. Is that the fucking same? Like, does people really give a shit that much of a damn about that? Like, then we got Five Nights at Freddy's. Like, who the fuck is that for? Like, who the person that's spending $500 on your system like is gonna be excited about Five Nights at Freddy's?
I'd rather have seen Wiener Hands.
Like, right, but we didn't even see that. Like, and then we see, a bunch of games that are coming to PC also, or we're also getting games that were not going to be launch titles. Like, we still have not seen a significant amount of gameplay for Godfall, right? Which is both consoles. Like, we still don't know what that fuck that game really, truly, artfully, 100% feels, looks like, and is more than just like a 5-minute fucking bullshit thing. Like,
It's an Epic exclusive anyway, so it's right
like
off.
we didn't, Demon Souls gave us the most amount of actual in-game play, right? And then we see like, and they lead off.
Spider-Man gave quite a bit of in-game play.
Spider-Man gave a lot of fucking cinematic play. You got maybe at most 15 seconds of real of actual moving around
You got-
gameplay on that bridge. The rest of that shit
Moving
was
around gameplay was quick time events.
that was
on
all
that
fucking
bridge,
quick
like,
time.
most
So
of- yeah.
I'm sorry,
Some
like I will tell you, like, yeah, great, like the game, whatever else, but like, it's Spider-Man, and I love the first one.
Still more gameplay than we got from the Xbox event, though, for
I'm not-
their games.
Yeah, sure. I'm not saying that Xbox gets a pass on this. I've said multiple times that the games are fucking, like, both of these consoles have no fucking reason to play these games. But like,
At least with the Xbox, you have the good news that Game Pass gives you access to all of them on PC. It doesn't pigeonhole
Well,
you into
that, and it gives you such a
console.
huge amount of backlog that you can play through. Like, if you want to play through that, right? Which I still think is, again, that should not be your launch lineup. But guess what?
Sony's got a backlog thing going now too, though.
What is Sony?
Yeah.
So yeah, so
they started the
The Plus
PlayStation
collection?
Plus collection. I'm curious to see how this plays out and if it's actually like an Xbox Game Pass. or
Yeah,
not.
that's what I'm thinking on too. Like, it's pretty limited at this point, but
it's got what,
I
5
have a
games?
feel-
I think, right? Yeah, 5.
No, it's got like 20.
It's got a
or
lot
something.
of games.
It's got quite a few decent PS4
a lot
games.
of older games. But like we were saying earlier, we still don't know if this is an actual pass or if this is just going to be the direct games that you can actually play on the PlayStation 5. Because
Well,
as
the
we were
PlayStation
talking
No,
about,
it's the pass.
It is
It's
the pass.
something that they're tying in with PlayStation Plus, so it's not like a new subscription service. It's
At the bottom
so
of that,
if you-
at the bottom of that thing, it said it requires a subscription service. If you look at
Yeah,
if you look at that,
Yeah, it
of
requires the
PlayStation
PlayStation
Plus.
subscription
Just-
service.
I'm wondering if this is going to be like a pass where they're going to add a lot more new games to it as well, because that's what Xbox does. Or if this is just going to be a lot of.
I would imagine
backlog.
they would. Is that they would? I'm not sure actually. I don't know if this is going to be just specifically for like they're just going to keep upping like PS4 games to it over time.
Yeah.
But I do know it's tied in with the PlayStation Plus, so you don't have to buy a new subscription service. You just have to have PlayStation Plus, which if you're on console and playing online anyway, you're going to have that. So
Right.
if you have that already, it's just going to give you a PS4 backlog for free basically because you've already got online.
I mean, that might be.
Which
a
I
decent-
think
decent
I think it's a
competitor to
decent
Xbox.
bedrock for them to
Yeah.
build on, but they need to build on it.
Yeah, exactly.
And it could potentially become like an Xbox Game Pass thing where if for some reason they were to start putting PS5 games onto it or go to PC with that pass, it
Yeah.
could be a competitor, but at this point
Well,
it's just a bedrock.
We already
Uh,
have one of the
backwards.
games on that or on that collection on the PC. We already have what's called the fucking robot dinosaur bullshit.
Horizon
Yeah,
Zero
Horizon
Dawn.
Zero Dawn. We already
What
have
was that?
that.
Was that on the pass? I didn't see
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yeah,
it
it's on the
was one of the
pass.
featured. Yeah,
Gotcha.
no, it wasn't.
yes, it was.
No, it wasn't. I'm looking at the list as we speak. It was
I mean,
it's
they-
Batman.
they
Batman.
showcased it on the fucking thing. It
Well,
had her climbing a fucking mountain.
I'm looking at it. Batman: Arkham Knight, Battlefield 1, Bloodborne, Days Gone, Detroit Become Human, Fallout 4, Final Fantasy 15, God of War, Infamous Second Son, Monster Hunter World, Mortal Kombat X, Persona 5, Ratchet and Clank, Resident Evil 7, The Last Guardian, Last of Us Remastered, Uncharted 4, and Until Dawn. That is
so
they must have
maybe
missed it then because there
maybe-
it did have that.
that's
scene
Sony's
from her.
website.
So maybe that's the starting lineup that list you're reading. Because I know they did show a lot more than that. So maybe what they showed is what might come in the future.
Yeah.
So that might mean that there is more games that they're holding out for it. I don't know.
I don't know.
That's just a
It's
guess. We
the
don't know
issue
anything.
with the Sony showcase is there's so much gray area and they didn't
Yeah.
explain things well enough that we don't know what the fuck we're actually getting with most of these things.
Right. So and a lot of these games are also like Miles Morales, the new Spider-Man game. That's PS4. It's a PS4 game. You can also play it on PS5, but it's a PS4 game.
I mean, Halo was supposed to be that, and then they walked back on that.
Right. Again, I'm not taking things away from like Microsoft.
Yeah,
knocked.
I'm just saying this is all stuff that you didn't bring up with the Xbox event, so I'm bringing it up now.
because we didn't know. I didn't know this with the Xbox event. Like we didn't know the.
yeah, I'm
that-
bringing it up now though.
Like so.
That's it.
Both of the again, I will reiterate. Both of these companies, this is like the most why launch of why own either one of these fucking things than any console, in my opinion, has been in a while. Like, I don't know why the fuck you would want to own an Xbox. I don't know why the fuck you would want to own a PlayStation 5. Like, there is no reason across
In a
the
few
board.
months, I might really want a PS5. I do think the games that are going to be PS5 exclusive are more up my alley and have me intrigued than what I've seen on Xbox. But Xbox has only really showed Halo and third-party games.
Right, but you're absolutely right. But the only reason that I would say Microsoft is winning whatever this fucking is, and I don't think it's a console war, but winning in the situation is
It's
because of
beyond
the
the
Game
console
Pass.
war,
Like
yeah.
it's the Game Pass. That's it. Like Xbox wins in the Game Pass because I can
Just how consumer friendly it is, honestly.
That's it. Like that's it. Like they win via Game Pass. And I think Microsoft knows it. Microsoft sees it. Microsoft understands it. They're like, I could fucking care less like about these consoles. Like I don't think Phil Spencer gives a shit about the consoles in general. He's just like,
They're both selling the consoles at a loss at this point, from what it seems like with their price points.
right, which is like why I think that they went down the route. Why Microsoft went down the route of like the subscription model of bundling in like the, Xbox Game Pass and all of that, the all access, whatever else. Like,
I think that hurt Sony a lot more. I think Sony's hurting.
I think
from
Sony's
the
work.
price
I think they're working up to it though, but they're just a mile behind
If-
at this
if-
point.
If I'm being completely honest, I think me and you talked about this prior to the podcast starting. Scruffy, to be completely honest, when they had that leak about 3-4 weeks ago, where it was PlayStation 5, they had a big leak where it was like a $700 console, right?
Oh yeah,
I personally think that was the actual. price of the
that's where they
console.
wanted it for sure.
I bet so. Yeah.
I personally think that was what they were going to charge for
And
the
then
console,
Xbox
and
shot,
then
and
Xbox
they
shut it
were like,
down, and then they were like, "Well, fuck, now we've got to sell it at cost, basically." And I think
Pretty
that
much.
$4.99 and $3.99 is what it takes, give or take a couple of percentages for them to get a little bit of money back. But I think that $3.99 and $4.99 is what it takes for them to create the PlayStation.
Right, because Xbox has got a lot of right now, as I see it, a lot more kind of incentives to why people would want to buy their consoles, as where PlayStation
They don't have
really
any incentive
only-
to buy the console. You have an incentive to get the Game Pass, but you don't have
Yeah.
an
To get-
incentive to buy
to
the
get
console.
the Game Pass, but then that pretty much you can get all of that by getting the console as well.
Right, that's
think-
their pitch.
Yeah, and with
It's value versus
PlayStation,
money.
all you got is the exclusives, which maybe granted their exclusives would be good.
I
but-
do think Sony has the better exclusives at this point. I think
I mean,
those
Sony's always had
devs-
the better exclusives.
They have.
I agree
I
with
think
that.
those devs always go above and beyond,
100%.
and they take the hardware and they well, we don't know if they took the hardware and pushed it because it was all PC footage, but from what I saw with those games, they epitomize more of a next gen feel than what I saw from the Xbox games. But we don't know a lot of Xbox games besides third party. I think Halo looked like Dookie. That's my opinion.
I don't know.
I
Personally, I found Spider-Man that it looked dookie because it wasn't a next gen console game. It's a current gen console game that's gonna be ported over to the next gen console.
Yeah, no, I
just want
agree
to
with
see
you
a lot
there. I think
more
Spider-Man
hard
looks.
evidence with gameplay instead of mostly cinematics, which is what we're still kind of getting. We've
Yeah.
got a little bit of gameplay scattered in there, but most of it is just cinematic, pre-rendered stuff.
I will say that Final Fantasy 16 looked okay, but that's
that's
strictly
the-
because
That's
it
a
was on a
PC.
PC.
Like it's a fucking PC game. It's
Yeah.
and again, that's my whole thing, and why I am not knocking Xbox as much is because if Xbox would have been like Xbox Game Pass, get all these games on Xbox, right? I would have been like, fuck you, like you're a fucking piece of shit, right? But the fact that like you're saying, hey, play these on Xbox Game Pass on PC, and on top of that, like they started rolling out the Project X Cloud stuff, which the people that have gotten access into like that program are saying that it is, for the first time ever, the most flawless version of this, right? Like this is what Stadia was supposed to be, that basically this is the most flawless version of that. Like okay, cool. Like that, great. Like I think your console is still shit. Like I would never spend $500 on it. But I can tell you right now, because I have 2 kids, like if they want an Xbox game, if they want Xbox Live, guess what? They're gonna get a fucking brand new console with it, because why would I not just spend $10 more and get them the console? Because I have
Yeah.
to buy Xbox Live anyway. You know what I mean? Like, why would you not? You know, like that's the dagger in the heart that Sony is trying to pull out and fucking figure out how do they fix, right? And the only way that they can possibly do it is either A, they need to, they need to slam exclusives to the point where that's the only reason that you buy the system.
Which I think they're doing a halfway decent point with at this point. For me
what is the-
personally, my taste in
Right,
games is different.
but that's it. Okay, but there's one right now. Like like what is your like? You said that you were going to buy a PlayStation, right? Or you want to buy
Yeah.
you would buy a PlayStation. So are you going to buy a PlayStation at launch?
I haven't decided yet.
Okay. What
I
if
most
you
likely will not.
if you were to buy a PlayStation at launch? What is your launch lineup?
I'm not sure. It looks like Spider-Man, Horizon. Well, no, I don't know if that's exclusive, but that's not launch. I don't know what the launch is specifically. I know Demon Souls is. I know Ratchet and Clank is, which is fine.
But we don't. I don't. Is Ratchet and Clank? Is it launch though, or is that?
I'm trying.
launch
I'm trying to
window?
find a launch lineup.
I think Ratchet and Clank was. I think
But
it was launch.
this is, and here's part of my point, right? Is like the people that I see, and I think this is what infuriates me the most. The people that I see on fucking Twitter that are like buying right now, buying right now, buying right now. It's the same thing for these fucking graphics cards. Like, for fuck's sake, man. Like, you are buying into the hype of what you just saw. Like, and I think maybe I am more salty about all this because I did just watch the Social Dilemma, fucking thing. And I really recommend people going out and watching that. Like, cue in to what the fuck is happening. They are feeding you bullshit.
Get woke, fam.
Like, so that you will go in and buy this thing or whatever else. But people literally are like, oh, I'm buying it for fucking Demon Souls. Why? Wait. Like, you need that right now? Like, oh, they're gonna have better, they have better exclusives. Where? At what launch? Great. Buy it in a year from now. Because Spider-Man, you can play on your PS4. Devil May Cry, you can play on your PS4. Like, most of those games were like, oh, you can play them on your PS4. Like, I'd understand if we got like
And I think I like that. I genuinely like that. I think Xbox wanted to do that and they haven't yet. I hope they do come around to it, but it gives more accessibility.
How did they not?
For people who,
How did they not do it?
They walked it back on Halo. They probably walked it back on more stuff coming out.
Right. They walk right, but I guess the point is, are you arguing the point that they didn't? Because my point is, you can play it on your PS4 right now.
Right.
So right,
that option is good.
Right. You can do that on Microsoft. You have the Xbox Game Pass. You play those games as on your current console, and then whenever you upgrade, you can play those games on your new console. Like,
yeah, but some of those can't be played on Xbox One, or won't be available on Xbox One.
None of those were said to be none of those games were said that they were only playable on Xbox One X. All of them were said that they were playable on Xbox Game Pass.
I don't know. I think we're still in the gray with some of this.
Yeah, I know Halo is definitely not going to be available on Xbox One. 100%.
Right. I'm not saying Halo, but I'm saying the games that were said to be like, both consoles both have these games where you can play them on the current gen consoles and play them on the new gen consoles whenever you get them. You said
Right.
you said Microsoft didn't do that, or you said
they are
walking
I'm
back.
just talking specifically about Halo.
Well, yeah, that's fine. Halo. Okay. I mean, nobody knows what the fuck Halo is going to be at this point because they walked that entire fucking thing back, which was a shit show. So I'm just getting to the point of like, I don't know why. I don't know. I just, people are going to fucking be sitting in a cart right now at Best Buy trying to buy this fucking console, and I do not know why. Like, or trying to pre-order this fucking console, and I don't fucking understand it. Like,
just the hype and bandwagoning or something.
Like,
I don't know.
Because that's what they want to spend their money on.
yeah, well, fucking wake up, please. Jesus Christ. So I don't know. Yeah. So was there anything that people got excited about? Like, let's talk about what people got excited about. I mean, I do want to like, we got more shapes. That was cool. You
Like
know,
I said, Final Fantasy 16 for me looked good, but again, that's one that you can play on PC, so it's like it's neither here nor there whether it's a Sony exclusive or anything like that. I thought that I've always been a fan of God of War. I haven't played the one that they released on PS4, unfortunately, because I'm not going to buy a fucking PlayStation 4 just to play 3 games. That's just me. But the new God of War, not just because it's Norse mythology.
bullshit.
I thought it sounded
Yeah,
kind of cool.
bullshit.
If it's anything like the prior one, then I've heard very good things about the prior one.
Coming from the person that's gonna
It's-
buy
it's very
fucking
good.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla because it's Norse mythology.
Hey,
Even knowing
Hey,
that.
man, I but the fact of the matter is that I liked
No,
both
you
Origin
enjoy what
and
you
Odyssey.
enjoy, man.
Yeah,
Okay, like
So if I get anything even remotely close to Origin or Odyssey,
Yeah.
it's just the cherry or the cherry on top of my pie that it's a fucking Norse mythology.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
I think that God of War will be a phenomenal title.
yeah,
They
I
do
mean,
not. God of
the
War does not
previous
put
one
out.
was
They
fucking
Santa Monica
insane.
Studios does not put out fucking shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
But
Okay,
I
so
will
I
admit
got
that
the
nothing else.
the launch
noth-
list also.
for
I
Xbox.
will admit
No,
that
for
I will
Sony.
admit that nothing else really like rang a bell that was like, hey, I got
it's because you didn't see Wiener Hands, bro.
Yeah, I didn't see, we didn't
Um,
see Wiener Hands, man.
Yeah.
So Astra's Playroom, I didn't watch the showcase. I didn't have time
Is
to.
that
I
an
watched.
Astro's Playroom?
controller.
Wasn't that the controller demo?
Training thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pre-installed on the PlayStation. Demon Souls, Destruction All Stars, Spider-Man, and Sackboy.
That's their
Those are
lineup.
That's their launch lineup. Yeah.
That's,
Oof.
And
that's
again,
it.
if we pull Xboxes, it's just as disappointing.
It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
It is. But the fact of the matter, the Xbox, you can play everything on theirs on PC. I think gives them a bit of a fucking leg up.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
I mean, it's not going to sell a console, but it's going to sell
Yeah, but
Right, but
that's
their whole
the
that's their whole
that's the
MO.
point. Yeah, I think that's the
Yeah.
point right now with Microsoft is they're no longer worried about selling consoles. They're worried about selling games.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
and that's when I started all of this. I said the evolution. One of them is going down and looking at where is gaming going to be and
Mhm.
selling for the future. One of these companies is steadfast in the way that it is right now. And in my mind, future proofing is always a better route than going with what it is right now. And I think Phil Spencer, honestly, like Sony is, and I think old Microsoft, like the people that did the Xbox One, had no fucking clue as to what the Xbox was about or like what gaming was about. Like, who the fuck wants a goddamn DVR in their console? Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. Like, you think I want to control my shit with Siri? No, stop. Jesus Christ, I thought my phone was gonna turn on. Or with what a Cortana or whatever the fuck that thing was, the Kinect. Like, get out of here, bro. Like, I think Phil Spencer is like, let's bury the hatchet. Like, we just want to, like, people want to game. Like, that's what we want you
Yeah.
to do is do gaming, right? And fucking Sony is like just holding on to that flag of like console war. You know what I mean? It's like,
I will say that this article also does have price confirmations of $10 price hikes for 3 of these games. For their exclusive titles, $69.99 games.
Does it say for what?
For Demon Souls, Destruction All Stars, and the Miles Morales Ultimate Edition.
Wasn't
See
that
that-
Destruction All Stars game just like some
it
like
looks like a free to
That
play
was
game,
that,
bro.
that was that one
It
where they
looked
were
like
like
the
running off the fucking walls and shit, wasn't
it
it?
looked like a Rocket League meets like
Yeah.
a Fortnite or something. I don't even know.
See that the big one on that whole thing is like Demon Souls.
Yeah.
Charging somebody $7 for a
An
remake of
upres,
Demon
bro.
Souls to beat? Mm,
Fucking
that's rough,
upres,
man.
bro. An
Yeah.
upres. Like,
I really hope to see
It's
that's
more
not
than
the
an
correct-
upres, but I don't know by how much.
it's not a. How old is Demon Souls? Like, it's well over 10 years.
It's a PS3 game.
Yeah.
Right.
I know they rebuilt it from the ground up. I don't know like how much they're actually changing, if anything, of like
Grant-
what the content in the base game is. But
Granted, I also had a big issue with them charging a $60 price tag on the fucking remake for Final Fantasy VII. So I mean, that just to me it baffles me that people would charge that much for a fucking remake. For
I
a
have
game
a
that's been
problem with
around
the
for so
fact.
long.
I have more okay with it for Final Fantasy VII because they significantly changed everything about that game.
Yeah, but they
plays
split it up into 3 different fucking
that's where it gets
episodes.
fucky. Yeah.
You're not getting the full content from Final Fantasy VII in the first one, so you're paying $60 plus $30 plus $30.
I just, oh fuck me, it fucking makes me livid in any way, shape, and form that fucking we are going to an all goddamn digital fucking world, and you're telling
the
me
other
right now that you're gonna charge me more money, and I'm not gonna have a physical. Like, you don't have to buy a fucking disc. Fuck you, Sony. Or no, it's not okay. But okay. Sorry, it's not Sony.
Fuck anybody.
But
If
that's
everything's up hiking, yeah, fuck everything.
But guess what? But this is exactly what I'm talking about. Like, the first thing that came to my mind was fuck you, Sony. But it's not Sony's fault. But like, Sony's the first one to be out there in that bullet. Like, you're gonna fall on your
you're
sword.
right. I have a feeling that Xbox is going to be launching out similar prices for their exclusives. I genuinely do, but it's gonna seem like it was Sony that forced.
Oh,
the
absolutely, absolutely, it will look like that. Like, I'm just
sad to see that's where games are going if they really are raising in price, being only online and whatnot.
It's like I
because
said,
we have indie games that are
yeah.
like honestly AAA titles worthy, and they're 30,
Mortal Shell.
40, right, 35, right, or 40 for
We were
that.
talking about it earlier in the
Like-
stream. Mortal Shell is a AAA quality game in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Well-
It's good. It's polished. It's
Mhm.
and it's $30. Same thing with the original Hellblade. The original Hellblade was a $30 game, and while short, it was a AAA quality experience.
Yeah.
I think Hellblade is one of their ones that is a launch title. I think, I don't know. Anyway,
No, it's not.
but
Oh, for Xbox,
Yeah.
maybe. I don't know.
But guess what? And this is another kind of notch in Microsoft's hat is I can pay $70 or I can pay $25 or I can pay $15 a month
Right,
and own them. Like,
because a lot of the new games that are coming out, I mean, eventually will be on that pass. if
no,
not, like,
all of them.
already.
All of those
Oh,
games
yeah,
all of those games that they showed, all of them showed Xbox Game Pass. Will come to Xbox
So
Game
many.
Pass. Like, I just again, if it wasn't for that, Microsoft fucking is a shit show. Like, they are in a fucking world of hurt, right? But I don't know, man. I think Sony is scrambling more than Microsoft is because Microsoft is leaning on that Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah.
And if Xbox Game Pass fails, which I don't see how it does, because you're opening up to the PC as well. But if it fails, then Microsoft is. I don't know if we see another Xbox. I don't know. I mean,
I don't know
it's
if we
all
see another
chickens.
Xbox either.
It's all chickens in that basket. I don't figure we'll see another. I think this is the last console Xbox is going to put out. Genuinely.
maybe, yeah. I don't see why you need one. But I don't know. It's interesting, man. It's these times are always interesting because you have the fanboys that come out and fucking just live and die by the goddamn flag that they're holding.
I will say that Twitter is pretty unanimously favoring Sony on a good majority of this shit. Most of that might be by misinformation, but from everything I saw on social media, it's very Sony favored right now.
That I attribute that solely to the fact that because there was a event today. Because when the news came out for Xbox and that leaked, it was reversed. It was Xbox, you saw polls that were just like Xbox, canceling my PlayStation, canceling my idea to get like PlayStation or whatever it was. Like everything was Xbox. Now this is out and now it's PlayStation. Like,
well, I think that was also riding on the $700 price leak for the PS5. People were riding on that idea.
I think nobody should take.
I'm also with Enigma on saying that I think they had to cut their price.
I think that was the original price. Honestly, like I don't think that was a false leak. I think it was originally $700, and Microsoft fucked them so fucking hard.
They were literally punching their chairs when they seen what Microsoft's price was.
Yeah,
I could be wrong. I'm not saying that I'm the be all end all and knowing everything, but I do think that,
and just again, I think looking at it from a consumer standpoint, like I try to look at things from a non-biased but like consumer standpoint of this. If I am walking into a store and I see, I'm not even gonna take the fucking pass into consideration, like they're all access bullshit. I see $2.99, $3.99, $4.99, right?
Mhm.
And I go to someone and I'm like, hey, what games can I play on this one? Well, you can play all of them except for these 3, right? And if I'm Joey, grandma, whatever, mom, Billy, boy, whatever you want to fucking call me, and I don't really give a shit and don't really care that much, right? But I want a new console, guess what? Microsoft's $2.99. Like,
Yeah.
They're cheaper. That's just it. Like, that is it. And if I don't give a fuck about the damn, like I said, exclusives, which most people, like, there are diehard fans that will, but most people, mass majority, will not. They have a cheaper price
I
point.
do think it's a good move in the right direction with the PlayStation Access thing,
100%.
giving a lot of the giving it like that game list you read out. That's a good fucking game list. It is all PS4 stuff,
Yeah.
but it is a good fucking game list.
It's
If-
definitely a step in the right direction, but it's a step they need to take.
They have to
if
take.
if all of those titles come to the PC, then they will be in contention. Like if all of those titles and we can go out there and buy this PlayStation.
I would be surprised
collection
if
pass.
Sony will never
by
do
the
that.
end of 2021, if we don't have
Yeah.
that being a PC. If that's not a solid competitor to Xbox Game Pass by 2021, Sony's done.
Yeah.
This is
Sony
it.
won't. Dude, if you think Sony will do that, there's no way, man.
They
I mean,
have to.
they've already said that they were going to do it. They've already said that they're bringing out.
Right, but I'm saying taking that
Third-party
taking that
pro,
taking that pass and letting it be a PC thing too. There's no way.
They hold so true to their
They won't.
because they've already got the PlayStation 4 access for PC. It's just nobody uses it because it's shit.
What PlayStation 4 access for PC?
They've got
Isn't
like
that just like
a
a
virtual
calculated thing?
PlayStation 4.
Yeah, it's
You're
like a
talking about the PS.
virtual
You're talking about PS Now.
Yeah.
That's not for PC.
Yeah, it is. You can do it. You can get it on
You-
PC.
You can right, but that's not saying that's different than saying I can play the games on. That's not downloading those games. That's streaming. PlayStation Now is streaming
Yeah.
those games. I'm not talking.
I never said it wasn't.
Right, what I'm saying.
I'm just
that's a big-
saying they already
but that's a
they
big-
already have something
that-
on PC
that's not fair-
that
that's not
people
fair.
can play their games and stream on.
Right, but that's not fair to Sony because it's saying that they are that is wildly, that's like comparing it to Stadia. Like you want to compare that to say gives like put Sony and Stadia in the same room, fine.
I never said I was comparing it.
Right,
I
but what I'm
just
saying
said
is
that they already
one's
have
using it.
something on PC. So saying that them bringing the Game Pass that they or whatever the fuck it's called, the collection to PC is not that wild of an idea.
I think it is. I still think it is. I would be very shocked to see them fucking allow those games to be downloaded and played on PC. Like, I'm with you. If they don't, they're fucking dead in the water. But I don't know. I don't see that happening by the end of 2021. Like, I just don't.
I don't know if I honestly can't tell if I see it happening either, but like they really got to do something if it isn't
Yeah.
happening. Like I don't know.
That or
what
they
have
just need
do.
to go all in on exclusives and
Yeah.
just buy out like
See-
a bunch of things, and they have to hold them. They can't let them like be a timed exclusive. They have to hold them, which
Do you-
is anti-consumer as fuck. But
you think
it
that
would
they
keep
can-
them?
you
It
think
would
they
keep
can
their
do
head
it?
above water.
Yeah.
The thing is the one thing that they could do, and it's not like you just said, it's going to be very anti-consumer. But if they finally just give up on the whole console war and fighting with Xbox and Microsoft, right, and they just go down the route of Nintendo, where they're just like, you either buy our fucking console or you don't play our fucking games, right? You either get a Nintendo or you either get a PlayStation, and that's what you get, right? It's going to be extremely anti-consumer of them, but that's I can see it coming from
Do you
something.
think they would go like hard into a Nintendo style direction?
I mean, if they can't compete
I don't-
with Microsoft,
I don't think they can. I don't think they can because it would only have to be first party shit. And Nintendo, I mean, I guess it's not technically first party because Nintendo has non first party stuff that's not
Yeah.
that's not for there. But like, if they go into that bidding war like that, they will lose because Microsoft trumps them financially
But
every step of the
whole,
way.
That's the whole point. Is
Like,
that
are they, like,
Nintendo has done that for years,
Yeah.
and they still have a cult following. They still make
Well,
money.
yeah,
They
but-
still
yeah.
do whatever the bullshit is that they want to do. So
So-
if Sony already has a cult following,
But-
but Sony already has people that are diehard fucking.
I think we saw Nintendo trying to get into that world with the Wii U because we saw a lot more of like those titles being, okay, they're also going to be on the Wii U. and Nintendo realized they were way out of their fucking league, and they just backed it back up. Where, like, that's like telling PlayStation to fucking alter into a completely different path. And they actually released that, like, and why I don't think they will, and why I think that Sony will, in my crystal ball of the future, I think Sony dies off as a video game platform faster than what Microsoft would, only because Sony came out and said that the PlayStation arm of their stuff is the only one right now that is, or is the profit leader. That's it. So they're not going to,
Yeah, I mean,
Go-
they've kind
go
of stopped.
there.
They've kind of stopped production on
like, TVs don't do it. Like,
Movies and
it used to be
TV,
TVs, it used to be phones, it used to be stuff like that. Like, it doesn't exist anymore. Like, it is now, they are kind of in an all or nothing situation, which I think is a dire situation to be in. But I also think that it forces innovation. Like, you need,
But-
like, you've got to change something.
But that's my point, though, is like they're already in a position where it's like we either beat Microsoft
Or we go
year
our
after
own
year
way.
after year, or we go our own way. And if they can't actually come to the table with something that can beat Microsoft, what's their next move?
I mean, for all intents and
Going
purposes,
down
right
their own
now,
route.
the exclusive quote unquote stuff that is coming out, they have beat Microsoft currently, but
In exclusives,
in exclusives,
not
but
on consoles, though.
Right.
Because like again, we've been over this. I feel like we're talking in circles at this point, but
Yeah.
you know we've gone over this a couple different times where it's like in console, in the actual sales of consoles, yeah, the exclusivity deal for Sony is huge. You know, that's their exclusives all have always been something that's been like, that's the reason why people buy the consoles, because they can play the exclusives, right? But when it comes down to Microsoft is just like, fuck exclusives, buy our console, play it on PC. Everybody has a PC. Everybody wants a
Just
console.
play wherever
know,
you want.
Have at it, you know.
Yeah.
So that's my biggest thing, is like I don't know. I think exclusives are going out the window when it comes down to Microsoft. But as we've stated before, I think Sony is just they're holding on to that fucking that fucking you know, that flagpole at the top of the summit. They're not coming down from it. You can fuck off. We got exclusives. We're not letting that go. God damn it, you know.
Yeah, I mean, the last thing I'll say about it is it's weird in the sense, because even still, like, if I look at exclusivities and things like that, Nintendo's fucking fan base cult following of what they've got really does blow me away.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, it's not worth, like, the rest of the world is moving away from that. Like, and I think that they are a phenomenon, like lightning in a bottle, that they are able to do what they do because it's just Nintendo, right? It's not like you said, you can go play Mario fucking anywhere. I can go fucking download an emulator right now and play Mario, right? But like, Mario on a Nintendo console feels just better.
No.
I don't think Sony, even if they go down the exclusive route, like, I just don't think that holds. I think eventually people are kind of going
I
to
don't
go.
think it does either.
I think people are going to eventually go, fuck you. I don't care enough about, like, yeah, your games are great. Like, Demon Souls is great. Like, you know, Elden Ring. I know that Bill has got that, like, rager for Elden Ring, and so do I. I want to see what it is, right?
If we ever get it, yeah.
Right. But I don't think that it's ever gonna be like enough. Like, I think people are eventually just gonna go, fuck you. I can go play other games, other places. I don't need you.
Well,
They
we're
won't
seeing
do that with
it right
Nintendo.
now with exclusives on PC, right? We're seeing with the Epic exclusive store, right? All the exclusives that they're coming out with Epic, they release eventually to other platforms, you know, to other storefronts, right?
Mhm.
That and I was talking about this with Byte today on Twitter. It's like, sure, they have exclusives, but I can wait. I don't really give a shit.
Yeah. Unless Sony is going to buy them and be a first party developer for them, it does not benefit them. It does not benefit a developer to put out on a exclusive console for anything. It just doesn't. I mean, anyway. So
I know. I still think Final Fantasy 15 looked good.
16.
16.
16.
I keep calling it 15. Shut up.
it looks like what an MMO should, like. I mean, it looks like it. I know you were talking about wishing it was an MMO. I mean,
Yeah, no, I definitely do. We were talking about this in the middle of that thing. Like, he was asking me about like Final Fantasy 14, or no, I was talking to you about Final Fantasy 14. You were kind of telling me that you kind of liked Final Fantasy going down the turn-based strategy. I hate the turn-based strategy, man. I hate the fucking. I wish that Final Fantasy 14 had the action combat system of 15 and what 16 is going to have. To me, that would make Final Fantasy 14 even that like 10 times better.
16.
But that's because I don't like
Is
the
six-
tap targeting.
Is 16
systems
gonna be
too
like
much.
seven? Like 7? Is
I
that
think it's going to be like a fusion between 15 and 16. I don't think
Yeah.
it's going to be as like weighty and like
It didn't look like it.
it looks like it's going to be a lot more flighty and
Yeah.
stuff like what 15 is, but it looks like it's actually going to have
It-
like
it looked a little bit
combo
more
based
fluid.
system. Because the problem I had with 15 was you literally just held the attack button and the direction that you're facing changed up your combos, but you didn't actually like have to manually input strong or heavy combos or anything.
Interesting.
Whereas 7 had the full combo system. This one looks like it's going to mesh those two around so that you can actually like flip around and do your shit, but you have more control over what you're actually doing. Plus, it looks like it brought magic back, which magic was like a
they didn't?
consumable. in
Yeah, I was gonna say it
15.
didn't really exist that much in 15. Is from a like an actual
Sound-
gameplay perspective.
Well,
Sounds a lot
the
more fun to
biggest
play, at least.
yeah. The biggest part that I liked about the 16 is that it does have that aesthetic of 14. It does have that aesthetic of like the older, more medieval fantasy style Final Fantasies.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
what I like. So
No bebopping around in a fucking car driving.
yeah,
around from
I
place
mean,
to
you can
place.
still bebop around in the car in 14. It's just it was a crossover event.
Yeah. So anyway,
I have it. It's amazing. It's a 4-person mount.
Uh,
It can fly too. I don't know how it works, but it flies.
Did they just port the
Yeah, they
the
ported
car
the
from-
Regalia. The
That's awesome.
Regalia over
The
from
Regalia is
15
so
into
cool.
14.
Like talk shit as much as you want about it being a driving boy band simulator. That
Dude, it
car
was
is
awesome.
fucking dope.
My character in 14 can't even see past the fucking windshield. She's too short.
you're a lawful L, aren't you?
No. I'm a dragon girl. She's just really short.
Oh, must be a new race or something. I
It's
don't
the
know.
aura. Yeah, it came out in the second.
In any
Heaven's
case,
Sword.
guys, I think we can all kind of agree. Like, I don't know if this is a fucking this console generation is something to buy into right at the get go. Like,
I think console generations are on the way out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I-
And Sony needs to either go online or just fade.
yep,
Yeah.
I think they just need to wake the fuck up, honestly. So it'll be interesting.
To,
It's gonna
to,
see.
to end it off, I would like to see if there was anything that you guys actually did like from the PlayStation event. Like,
I liked most of
I
what they
know we've
showed.
heard a lot of bad stuff from the PlayStation
Yeah.
event, but was there any good stuff that you guys
I'm more
found?
interested to see about the Deathloop game that they're showing. I know it looks kind of like it's going to be just another BioShock or kind of like Dishonored or something, but I don't know. It's got an interesting take on some sort of stealthy time shooter thing. I don't even know what it's supposed to be, but it looks pretty cool at least.
It's like a Groundhog Day. Like, no.
Yeah, kind of. And there's like different scenarios, and you can like kind of play out to just all to do with these loops or something. I thought it looked cool, and I'm interested to see more of it.
Bill, good.
I was watching trailers while we were talking about other stuff. The Resident Evil looks really good. I know it's going to be like both platforms and stuff like that, but I think it is. Or is it going to be exclusive just down the line?
I think
I don't
it's-
think they said anything about it. I think it was just announced as
I think it's
as a PS5.
I think it's exclusive or a PS5.
Gotcha.
PS5 exclusive. Not, or oh god, fucking damn it. PS5, non PS4. Like it's not a PS4 game.
Gotcha. It looked really good. It looked like it had more of that that Resident Evil 4 feel to it. It had
That's
like
what I thought. Yeah.
I still think the mechanic chick. I'm just saying. It's good stuff.
But I am to a point of the games a Sony fanboy because I do enjoy most of what Sony Studios put out as far as their exclusives. So most of the stuff that they have been showcasing, I'm in big PP mode for.
Are you hardening?
Did you harden?
Yeah.
Yes.
Was it a big harden or a little harden?
No.
yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that goes to me. I don't know, man. I mean, like
It's been a lot.
He was up for wiener hands, man. He was looking
Yeah.
for wiener hands.
You can say you liked something. Nobody's gonna.
No,
judge
it's
you.
I'm honest. Like I'm not being a dick, man. Like I'm really not. Like I'm really trying to sit back. Like I mean, Enigma and Scruff were both in the show when I'm sitting there when we were watching it live with me, and I was sitting there talking about it. I don't. There wasn't one thing that I just was like super fucking stoked for. Like you know,
Well, throw out the whole.
I,
I'm gonna buy this. I'm gonna buy a PS5.
No,
for
I'm
this.
taking.
Was there
I am
any
taking out that.
game
Like
in
I'm
that you were like, this looks somewhat interesting.
like I don't care about like Deathloop to me didn't feel original and like yeah, it's a new concept, but it didn't feel original to me because it felt like Dishonored meets like we were talking about like BioShock. So I didn't get a feel for that. Like Final Fantasy 16, like it looks pretty, but like I said, it's just not my thing because I like turn based. You know, so that was not really kind of feeling it. Demon Souls. You know, I played Demon Souls before. I think I love like the Souls games. Like I'm not as much in love with them as like Bill is, you know, and whatever else. But like I do enjoy a good Souls game, but I don't. It was like okay, it's just an up-res, or whatever. I mean, it's just a version of an old ass game. No, unfortunately, neither. I will
Since
say
becoming jaded in his.
no,
in
it's
his
just that
age.
neither one of these consoles gave me anything that I just was like.
he just wants a good MMO.
I want something fucking new, man. Like I want.
Honestly, Sin, I feel like you're in a point where you can't do single player. I don't think you enjoy single player anymore.
I
really-
no, that's not true. I,
I
like
really
single
don't.
player. Well, I mean, you can feel that way, but I actually really do enjoy single player games. But like, I want a new experience. Like, I'm excited for Cyberpunk. I mean, and that's a single player game, and it's a single player experience, and it's something completely different that we've not had, and we've not felt, and we've not done. Like, it's a new, you know, he likes Dead Cells. Like, yeah, but yeah, I am very much of an indie person, but like. I'm fed up with the gaming fucking culture of the gaming world, man. Like, for God's sake, can we get out of BR mode? Can we get out of fucking rehashing the same shit over and over again? Like, we have been in a fucking cycle of garbage where it's up-resing something or doing like new versions, and this started with the Xbox One, the Xbox the Xbox One and PS4. That's when it started. Was like, you know what? We can just up-res the shit out of it and we can just sell it for a higher price point. And that's exactly what they're fucking doing. Like, they're doing the same fucking thing now in this generation. And all that does is hurt developers. So that's why, or hurts us. And that's why I do like games like this. So no, on both consoles, no, there's nothing that I was excited about. The look of them. I like the look of them. I think they're both cool looking boxes.
I guess it is what it is.
I mean, yeah. So
Yeah.
Cool.
not being a dick, just being honest. So
Well,
Yeah.
we have now gone almost 3 hours, boys.
This has been a long ass cast.
Yep. So I don't think there's any questions that have been asked or wanted to been asked. Wait. No.
I don't got anything here.
No. There's nothing I
so.
think that came across the shows. But I think it was a great podcast. I know that there was some worries pre-show about like going in and that people were going to be going for blood, but I think it was a very well done show, right? I think we all
Yeah, it
We
was
tamed
chill.
ourselves. Yeah.
So the
No,
knives
I fucking hate you.
the
Sam.
knives
Get outta here.
Enigma, I fucking can't stand you,
I
dude.
fucking
I
can't stand
swear to
you,
God.
bro.
Honestly, I'm out of here.
Your stupid catch lines.
Oh my god. Anyway, so thank you guys all for being here. Like I said, we do this for the love of what we do and the love of gaming and each other, but we also do this for you and the community. And it's always amazing to see so many people out here that listen to our dumbass opinions, and especially my dumbass opinion, which I am wrong about most of everything that I say, and I understand it, but I will live and die by it. But these wonderful people down below and across from me are the real reasons that you guys are here. But thank you guys all for hanging out. Again, go and check out the podcast. If you missed any part of the segment on Spotify and or YouTube, this episode will be uploaded shortly, but we are all the way up until episode 18 that will be uploaded here shortly as well. And yeah, you can join us live on Wednesdays, every other Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern, right here on all of our channels. But for myself and the rest of the pre-patch crew, it's been an awesome night. We will catch you guys later. Bye.
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 I'm sailing over and lose the old feeling. 'Cause I can rule it. I'm telling you, this ride is right.